And we are live. Awesome. All right. Well, hello and welcome to Show Us Your Crits, a virtual tabletop show spanning role playing games, interviews, and reviews. Tonight we bring you Deadlands Hell on Earth, part of the Deadlands line by Pinnacle Entertainment. Hell on Earth takes us to a wasted west, a post apocalyptic landscape created from fear, evil spirits called Manitou, and the dreaded Ghost Rock. We're going to have some fun tonight, but before we do, let's introduce our guests and who they will be playing. So, Scott, since you're on the top of that list there, I'm going to throw you under the bus.
How you doing, everybody? My name is Scott. I tonight am playing Brother Elias Calder. Brother Calder is a Templar Knight. He's a little odd. Before this all happened, he was alive. He's actually a little older than, and he's in his late 30s. And he was a teacher and a reenactor before that, so he's kind of stuck. He believes that the fantasy games he played before have come to life, and he is a Templar Knight. However, he believes in that his powers and his abilities come from the fact that he's still fighting fantasy creatures. He's a little delusional, so we should have some fun with him. And that's a little bit about him. So,
all right, and next down we have Dave.
Good afternoon. This is David Clarkson. I'll be playing Benjamin Milton Franklin. He's a town librarian from the small town of Linden, west of Wichita, and he is a tall, bespectacled, athletic man who has survived in the wilderness through his wits and his luck. But unfortunately, his town fell victim to a terrible warlord, General Zebediah Storm, and his minions. And unfortunately, his rebellion did lose. And he is now wandering the wasteland looking to gather resources. And thankfully, one of them has been a professor who has gifted him with mystic powers, as he describes them, so that he can fight and eventually return his town to the hand of the good people.
All right, and next up we have Mary.
I am Mary. I am playing Aberdeen, who is a witch. She is somewhat of an outcast, and it's quite possible that her witch skills come from eating one too many strange herbs that she has tried to make concoctions out in the wilderness. She's a little bit off in some ways and somewhat of a loose cannon.
All right, and last but not least, we have Kathy.
Hey everybody, I'm Kathy. Today I am playing Scrat, a scavenger. Before all of this went down, she was an office manager and secretary. She comes across as a bit gruff, a bit scruffy. She's got a little bit of a secret that only those who have seen her sleep know. She's got an impulse control issue, and she's just looking for supplies. She wants to survive.
All right, there we go. And I'm trying to see here if we actually do or don't have difficulties with Roll20. I think on my end we have, so I apologize. I'm just going to refresh this screen here, so we'll get going. But so as it is in the Wasted West, everyone gathers together they form bands, at least to stay alive as they travel. You are walking through a land that was once known as Nevada on the western part of North America. So we're probably a good number of years outside of the final destruction. Most of you probably were not born during that time, or if you were, you remember very little of what went on with it. But at one point, the old states decided to war against other countries using a ore called Ghost Rock. And Ghost Rock is a supernatural phenomenon. It is something that is very unnatural to anything, and it's been around since the original American Civil War. But ultimately, they built bombs out of it and destroyed most of North America and the world. So there's very limited fragments of humanity that are around. But you find yourselves traveling in a band for safety and coming into a town called Purgatory. Purgatory is a small trading town. It is outside of what was once known as Las Vegas, Nevada. Off in the distance, you can see the crumbling pieces of the Strip as it once was many years ago. The giant pyramid, which seems to be in very much disrepair, the large buildings that have fallen, and even remnants of a replica of the Eiffel Tower, which was in Paris. Purgatory is, like I said, a trading town. There's a lot to do here, a lot to trade for, gear, and pretty much anything you think you can find can be found. So let's, as a group, is there anything that you are particularly wanting to do entering this in this town?
Well, I've never been to Purgatory, but I assume that they have some knowledge on perhaps something better, more durable than just paper. Does anyone know that? I'd love to be able to carry some books around in a more portable form. These two that I have are getting worn.
They tell you that you might want to look for a man named Aaron. Aaron is the basically the town junker, and if there's anything to be found or had, he is the person to possibly help you find it.
Oh, thank you very much, Aaron. I'll make note of that.
Have there been any stirrings of the dark here?
They kind of look at you kind of oddly, as most people do when you ask questions in any new town. But they say, well, we're not 100% sure what you mean, but we do have bounties and other things that the town needs. There might be some dark, evil folk in there that you might want to look for. Archer is the name of I guess he's kind of our marshal, our sheriff. But if you want to go find him, he might be able to lead you in the direction of some dark happenings.
Thank you, sir.
Brother Zebediah, then at least you're going to be able to continue your cause here, I'd imagine. Did I get your name wrong, Scott?
You did. It's Calder.
Calder. I thought that. Okay. Still the same stance.
There could be use for a Templar here. We shall see if they are worthy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So are you going to look for Aaron? The rest of you just kind of following around? I mean, people are pretty friendly. No one's like pointing guns at you or looking at you oddly outside of windows at this point. So I'm sorry.
We get a minute? Can we have people physically describe their characters so I can get an idea of what people look like?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, I can describe mine. Sort of. Did anybody see Deadwood?
Yep.
Remember what Calamity Jane kind of looked like wearing the baggy, like rawhide kind of clothing, sort of a hat pulled down. She's Aberdeen is kind of dirty and messy, so she could be anywhere from about 20 to 35, depending on how much grime is taken off of her.
Okay.
Prone to spitting, and kind of short. So you're surprised maybe that she survived on her own out in the wilderness.
Okay, cool.
Ben is a mid-30s, just a little bit of silver at the temples, man who's kind of tall and rangy, long-limbed, Like I said, he wears spectacles, but it doesn't seem to impair his vision too much. It seems more of an affectation than anything else. He talks a lot about Linden. Speaking about it was a very nice town, a good place to live before the troubles. But now he travels around the wasteland. He's wearing kind of a kit-bashed set of leathers, where he actually had a metal worker friend kind of work in some scavenge street signs. His distinctive piece is actually the back piece, where they have like the town. You are now entering the town of Linden, kind of bent around so that it provides some protection. It's kind of molded into the leather, providing a little bit more durability. When you met him, and at times he does carry around one of those portable bicycles, and he uses that as a personal mode of transportation. He isn't well armed. He carries a big, heavily worked quarterstaff that he uses to hold back anybody. And other than that, he's got survival gear. You have known him to demonstrate some of the abilities that he was granted by a man he keeps referring to as the Professor, or Professor Brinkman. He talks about him quite a bit. He spent a good year or two with him, and these abilities actually came as a result of his experiments. He was quite a bright man. Unfortunately, he's not alive anymore.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
All right. Scrat, if you've seen Firefly,
Yep.
Think of Kaylee,
Okay.
about 20 years older, and a lot more jaded.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Makes sense. All right, cool. Calder is he's pushing 40. He might actually be 40. He's very, very short, cropped hair. Basically, sometimes when he shaves, he's bald. But gray at the temples when he does have hair. He fairly severe. He's got like a big hook nose. He's fairly quiet. However, he is dressed fully in his depiction of what would be considered a knight's armor. He's wearing chainmail, fashioned from its leather cuirass with rings of metal, like washers, big iron washers that have been attached to it. And he's got everything from the tire, pauldrons and vambraces and greaves. He carries a fairly large longsword that he calls Cacophony, and he carries a crossbow. He has no guns or anything like that.
Uh-huh.
Seems to kind of disdain them. Says that the reason all this stuff is the reason why we're where we are now. So, and he talks a lot about some fantastical things like dragons and orcs, and a lot of times he fights things and he calls them by names other than what he thinks that what you see them as. So he can, however, he is truly a knight and a Templar. You ever seen him heal people in battle and call upon the gods? So.
Well, Calder, something interesting that to keep in mind for yourself is that you have heard that there are a huge gang out on the wasteland that call themselves road orcs.
Well, I should be hunting them.
Yeah, you've never seen one yet, but you've heard of them.
Cool. Very cool. All right, good to know.
All right. So yeah, so this is a trading town, so people aren't pretty much trying to they're pretty friendly as far as it goes. There are guards. You can notice that there are armed people on the roofs, but there's no one particularly walking around being bullying or anything like that. It looks like it's a town that doesn't quite tolerate that. It is a true town of commerce, and every kiosk as you walk through the street has some odd piece of junk or wasteland part that someone found that they repurposed for various things. So as you wander around now, I was going to ask if Benjamin was going to try to find Aaron to see about that piece.
He absolutely was. He, of course, will take a little bit more time than necessary. He seems insatiably curious and stop occasionally and examine something, a remark, and have a conversation with the vendor, even though he's not purchasing, but he'll be just amazed at their creativity. So it'll take a little bit longer than you would expect. It's not a direct route, but he is definitely heading that way.
All right. Our scavenger is completely fascinated. These are all like super treasures that you honestly wish you would have found as you were wandering the wastelands over the years.
Yeah.
Amazing pieces and amazing just things that you're from the previous life, in a sense, that you have no idea what they do.
I'll certainly make note of things, and after I talk to someone, I'll like take out my little battered notebook and just jot down a couple of things to remember, and then go on to the next.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there any sort of apothecary, drugstore? So, like, I've got these herbs that I've collected, and I just want to see if I can sell them.
All right. If you ask around, they mention a woman by the name of Winona, who actually runs a, as they call it, a wasteland doctor shop. I think that's probably the term that gets moved around. But they said, well, if you have anything that helps ailments or herbs or anything you found from the previous life, then definitely bring them over. Winona will probably take them off your hands for a trade or two.
Okay.
All right.
James, I just have a question, a little bit out of game. The technology that preceded the wastelands, are there junk still around that's more 20th century, or is it more 18th century because it was Wild West? What?
It's a little more advanced than 20th. It's like more 21st century with a little bit, because the world ended in 2085.
Okay.
As we knew it. So it's there was some technology. So there's various things, but think of anything 24 like we have today would be in junk piles there.
Okay, good to know.
All right. And as I mentioned, our scavenger, is there anything that you, looking at all this amazing stuff around you, is there anything that you were looking for or wanted to?
Unfortunately, I'm low on funds, but I'm curious and intrigued and want to see about things that I might be able to get a hold of. I'm mostly interested in holding on to knowledge.
All right. I'm actually kind of pointing the question towards our actual scavenger.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought.
No problem.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem.
Yeah.
So, Kathy, is there anything?
Yes, absolutely. I would be looking for. Batteries.
They would say that anything of that nature would definitely be found with Aaron, the town junker, who, like everything you find there is pieces that they've picked from various, old cars or things they found off on the roads, as where Aaron is the collector of the good stuff. Like it's in his own little compound. So I will assume that everyone's just kind of making their way there, looking, and doing some common trades. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'd also be looking for this marshal. If there's like a building, if he has a jail or something, that I'll keep my eyes open. I'm not specifically heading for that yet, but keep an eyes open where it is.
Okay. So you will definitely see Aaron's compound first. It is just a large gated off area. Here you actually you don't see like people armed on the roof. You actually see people armed at the gates and around. It's basically an old wooden house. If you kind of think of like, if you've been to the Big E and you know, like they have all the cellars in those weird like metal barns, there's a bunch of those in the compound. And, there are people walking around looking and going in and out of things. But if you ask for Aaron, he's somewhat of a showman and definitely very proud of his junk. And will come, running from across one of the buildings to greet you. And he's kind of a short-looking, pudgy man. He's long hair, kind of tied into a ponytail, scraggly beard. If you think about it, he kind of looks like comic book guy from The Simpsons, except a little dirtier. And but he's wearing an Iron Maiden T-shirt and cargo pants, and he has goggles above his head, and
Mhm.
now he runs over and he's like, I heard we had visitors in town. Are you bringing me anything for my shop, or are you looking for something in particular?
Well, I heard you might have something that can hold knowledge. I travel around making notes, but this notebook is getting full, and I was looking for electronic media. It's hard to come by.
I may have a lead on something. Here we have older computers from that time that don't quite work well because they use something called a wireless connection, so data was actually stored elsewhere. Although I do think I have some what they called servers that kept a lot of the information, but for the most part they don't particularly connect, and they're kind of hard to carry around without some sort of battery or generator pack. But there has been, if you are interested in finding something, I can definitely tell you we have scouted an area off to about 80 miles to the south of here. It was once, he actually pulls up a piece, like a notebook, and he's kind of flipping through it.
Oh, I'll lean over eagerly.
And he says it was a place called Buffalo Bill's Resort and Casino. It actually has just recently been found. It's a compound, I guess, that people went to for entertainment, a gambling establishment. But there is a piece of there. We all have interest in it. There's a place that was referred to as an Apple store there, and from what I understand from looking through old manuals and magazines, as if there were things called iPads and iPhones that kept information.
I've heard them referred to. They were a dominant technological conglomerate upon the earth. I believe they were in charge to some aspect.
They had some political power for sure, but if my thoughts and our thoughts as a town are correct, that entire place is primed for bringing back technology and other bits of things that might be of interest to us to sell. If you were to say, help us retrieve some of this, you look like sturdy men. He actually looks over at Calder.
Yeah.
And walks over and he goes, "You look like someone who can handle themselves out in the wastes."
Oh, he is. I'll support that notion.
I'm proud at him.
So if you are interested in scouting out this old casino town, we would be happy to make it worth your while, and you would definitely find one of those Apple products there that might be able to keep your information. Their battery life's towards the end. The iPad 37 was actually had a rock powered battery in it that was supposed to be able to last a lifetime.
Oh, wow, that would be fantastic to be able to store things for that much longer and make them so portable.
I mean, people who own them had nightmares and killed themselves and had horrible day traumas, but you know, that's
all the more reason to leave them buried in the dust.
Oh, but knowledge should not be lost, Brother Calder. As I've said, I understand your hesitancy, and believe me, they're dangerous. We should be cautious. But I bet there's some other people that have expressed an interest, maybe not the savory types. They would look to take that information and use it against us, wouldn't they, Aaron?
Yes, actually, there's many mutant factions out on that part of
Goblin just
Nevada, and the road gangs and stuff. So if they got their hands on some of the stuff there, or just think of some of the stuff that was left behind, things for cooking, things that
road gangs, you said?
Yes.
Perhaps the orcs are there.
Well, yes, absolutely. The road orcs actually control the bit of highway that you would need to travel.
This, Brother Franklin? Brother Franklin, you wish to do this?
Oh, I'm eager. I was hoping you'd be equally eager. I don't see myself being successful on my own. How about the rest of you? Are you interested in this obviously a lot that could benefit us. We've been traveling for some time.
I sort of sidle up to Oren and I sling my backpack off my shoulder and sort of rummage around in there. And I pull out this warped, bent, mangled plastic spatula.
Mm-hmm.
I say, I need a new wand. Do you have a metal one?
I may have something for you. Why don't you do this? I will look for a new wand, he says kind of dismissively. And
Don't get snippy.
he points to a water tower that has, you see, like armed guards around it. And now that you kind of notice it, it has a ladder and rope ladder and a bunch of other stuff going up to it. He goes, you may want to find Archer up there in Town Hall. And he is the one that's actually interested in getting this expedition going and might be able to aid you with a few things to help you on your way.
You wish us to go there and find things for you and bring them back? The least you could do is perhaps give us some food and water to hold us over.
Archer will be more than happy to aid you. The town hall where you can find our protector, our sheriff, or however you want to refer him, is up in the tower. That is his home.
Very well.
Yeah.
I see that you are not interested in doing any kind of work yourself for this.
Work is for workers.
I tuck my spatula under my arm and sling my backpack on my shoulder. And about how far away is the water tower?
It's not that far. I mean, it's all in the same area. You're basically in a little city, so.
Okay.
Very well. Let us be on our way.
Thank you very much, Aaron. Good to meet you.
I reach into one of my cargo pockets and pull out a handful of various small car parts, spark plugs, whatever else I could get my hands on, and I say, "What can I do? What can I get for this?"
He looks it over and kind of he jiggles them in his hands, and he goes, "I believe these were once used for motor vehicles, which actually this would be come in quite in handy. If you would," he looks them over really quick, and there's actually, I'm just trying to look up a rule really quick. If not, I'll just go ahead and make a ruling. He jiggles them in his hand, and let's give us a bit of a die roll here. So we'll just say 2d6 and roll. He goes, "I'll give you $8 for the lot of them."
All right.
He
worth that much.
Yep. He gives you the equivalent of $8 in basically like trade chips or whatever this place uses. And you know that each town has its own currency. So this particular currency will be usable in Purgatory, but not probably if you went to another town. But you have currency basically while you're in here for everything.
Thank you.
All right. So you make your way up to the tower and you meet Archer. Archer is an older man. Looks like a politician from the way he's dressed. He's dressed in an old 21st century style suit. Very clean shaven, salt and pepper hair, big bushy eyebrows, maybe in his 50s. Has a desk. I mean, it looks like an old school like office desk he has set up in here. But he welcomes you in, and he goes, "Well, news travels fast, so I'm assuming you're interested in the task at hand."
Perhaps. What do you offer?
Well, I can offer you. I can offer you basically $100 in our currency each. For doing this, I can supply you with the food that you're going to need and the water you're going to need for the trip. It is 80 miles from here. going
Awesome.
further down into the desert.
Mhm.
And I can provide you with a vehicle that should fit all of you and give you some protection against the marauders.
Oh. Mr. Archer, how about, do you have any drawn maps? We don't want to get off course and then be lost for a long time.
He basically rifles through and finds like a map that's dated like 2050
Sure.
of Nevada, and you basically see that you're going along Highway 8. You're basically leaving this area, going down what was Highway 85,
Mhm.
and it's pretty much a straight shot to where you can see on the map there's a big star, and on it you can read Buffalo Bills Resort and Casino, and then next to it in parentheses it says Prim, Nevada.
Mhm. Okay. May we borrow this while we go on the journey? When we come back, we can return it to you if you need it.
If you cannot return it, I will have to charge you a simple fee of $5. But
I understand. Their maps are very valuable. I'm more than willing to agree to that.
so, if you are willing to take on this task, I will go ahead. You spend the night, please. You can spend the night here in one of our inns for free. Eat. We'll make sure that you have the proper food and things that you need, and ready to go in the morning or the late evening, depending on how you wish to approach it.
How many others have you sent on this task yet so far?
No.
We've had we've sent 2 parties over the past 2 months, and unfortunately, they not a lot of luck. But they could have just taken what we've given them and gone off on their own, or they could have met their fates at the hands of the road orcs.
I say, Orin mentioned you might have a metal spatula.
He goes, give me a moment. He walks off to another room, and you hear the clanking of metal. And he comes back, and he has kind of a more modern looking spatula, not like the old with the big flatter ones, but kind of like a thinner spatula. And he goes, well, will this do?
It's very thin. I'm not sure how well that's going to conduct the elements, but I will give you my plastic one and test this one out on the trip. If it doesn't work, I will return it to you.
He raises an eyebrow when you say, controlling elements, and you can kind of see a little bit of a fear in his eye. Because the thing is, like, witches are considered just like batshit crazy feminists that they don't particularly work with men very well. And they just tend to destroy things wherever they go. Their little book, which has a very deceiving title of
Serve Your Man.
Serve Your Man, doesn't quite mean how to serve your man in any way other than maybe serve him up or serve him in other ways of unlife. So all right, so yeah, he gives you an odd look. He points out to what looks like a bigger barn in the compound, and he said, there you can go and spend the night, or if you want to leave early, it's up to you. Go ahead and look for Yasmin, and Yasmin will be able to set you up.
What sort of vehicle do you know? Is that up to Yasmin?
We actually, this time, learning that giving motorcycles and standard sedans that are armored aren't particularly very useful. So this time we've actually provided a tank.
A tank?
Well, more like a Humvee that has lots of armored plating on it, but it's suitable for what you need.
How can you do that so easily? Yeah, I believe we're trustworthy, but you just met us, and we might drive off with your tank and you'll never have it again.
See, it's all a matter of balance. If you are to succeed and where the others have failed, what you will be able to bring back is worth more than just simply something that we hobbled together.
Okay. Obviously you have a number of these then, or at least the ability to make them.
And what amount of what we bring back do you wish to have? Is there a
This is partially a scouting mission to let us know what is there, and take whatever you might want to take for proof to say, you know, like, hey, you found just off guard, you know, off out of character, you know, you found the Apple Store, like, here's this stack of iPads, you know, or, oh, I found the Panda Walk, you know, booth, and here's all this like freeze-dried noodles, you know, so things like that, just kind of more or less proof. And then once you've scouted it, you know exactly where the location of it is, you can bring that information back, and then they would basically get an armored caravan down there to clean it out.
Sure.
But
no doubt you're expecting us to make it a little bit safer so that you'll have an easier time.
yes, but we don't think that anyone should be there. Again, this is kind of like we go down the map and we find various places, and this is one that we've been kind of, because it's so far away, avoiding for some time. But we definitely need this checked out.
And you will give us fuel as well?
Yes, absolutely. We would hate to have you go out there, especially if you are going to bring something back and not have the fuel to do it. So we will have gas cans that will be attached to the roof. Just make sure that if you're ambushed, that no one hits you in the roof.
So I was going to ask, I did realize, I assume there's someone that sells ammunition in the town. It's sometimes hard to come by, but I just wanted to make sure if we were going off on an expedition.
I will ensure that you at least have 2 clips of the weapon type that you...
Well, sir. Oh, that'd be wonderful. Thank you. Very, very kind. What do you all think? Do you think this is something we want to do as opposed to anything else you're pursuing?
I think it sounds like a fun idea.
Yeah, let's do it.
We can make new friends down there if there's
I
any.
agree. I believe that we might run into this orc.
Yeah, Brother Calder, I thought you'd be intrigued by the orcs. You've been talking about them
Intrigued,
for a while.
that's the word. So
Disturbed?
they need to be put back in the ground.
Oh, well. If they're creating trouble, then it'll probably be for the betterment of everyone else that lives around here. So good. I'm glad we're all unified in this idea.
So, anybody good at driving?
No.
So out of character, James, I have I took writing. That could have easily have been driving if I knew that it was a vehicle-based system. So I thought we were just like riding horses.
No, if you want, yeah, go ahead and replace riding with driving.
So I have driving. Basically, have the skill. I have type 4. So I'm not good at it, but I did drive before the.
Yeah, I mean, I can do it, but I'm not sure I want to risk this Humvee.
Sure. Yeah, I imagine any of us can try. It's just at a very minimal roll.
I have a die 4 in it, so.
Yeah.
And you also have the
The
what you call it, the D6, the wild die. So that's always going to be helpful when doing that.
So if you wish, I will drive.
Sure.
Good. That'd be great.
Sure.
Miss Aberdeen, you said you control the elements with that spatula. I'm a little intrigued by what exactly you mean by that.
Well,
If it's a secret, I don't want to pry, but you said something very enigmatic, and I can't help but ask.
if we need to, I will try and bring down the electricity from the sky to smite our enemies.
Oh, you can use the conductive properties of the metal. The metal is probably better for you than that plastic
Yes.
you just got rid of.
That's what that was my thought.
Okay, good. You should perhaps get an iron skillet. That even is more conductive.
I have one. It's in my backpack.
Ah, good idea.
All right. So if there's nothing else you want to do, particularly in the town, we can go ahead and hand wave. So when did you want to leave?
I think probably in the middle of the night. It's pretty hot here, right? We're near Vegas.
Yeah, it is extremely hot, especially since there's really nothing cooling you or blowing air or anything like that. It's probably like 110 degrees.
Wow.
So,
Well, the other question is driving at night might not be.
Well,
you'll be at,
the condition of the roads are not particularly like they are now.
but still driving at night, you with lights on, you're going to make yourself very, very observable from a distance.
even if we left at like 4:30 a.m.,
Yeah, that's different. Yeah,
not going to be as hot as. How far had the map say?
80 miles.
So probably our car is not going to go faster than like
30.
yeah. So it's going to take us maybe 2.5 hours to get there. If we leave by 4:30, we'll be there by like 7. It still won't be that hot. I don't have to worry about air conditioning. That's my theory.
Fair enough.
Sounds sensible to me.
We can get some sleep then until then.
Yeah. So yeah, if we want to leave, wake it, before the sun comes up.
Yeah, just as dawn is slipping across the horizon.
All right, so we're all in agreement that that's time to leave.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair enough.
That makes sense. That's
All
about
right.
what time I leave.
So you get up in the morning. You actually have a very restful stay. They have like army cots that have that are pretty comfortable. You actually will meet a couple of people in the evening that I believe you wanted to meet. So first of all, obviously you meet Yasmin, who is a medicine woman, who also runs pretty much this hostel, as she likes to call it. And you will run into Winona, who is kind of the town's spiritual leader. Who does, if you wanted to sell off any herbs or anything like that, or try to get anything that would be useful to you.
Yeah, I just show her some herbs I found out in the wilderness, and I tell her, hey, this is really good for making you forget about your pain.
She looks at you and winks, and she goes, "Thank you, sister. And I will definitely take these because these can be used, and I know exactly what they're used for. And in return, I will give you something we already know, like most of us know what you and your party are going to be doing for us. So she hands you 4 what looks like hypodermic needles. But they're not glass, they're metal.
Mm-hmm.
And she said this is, we call it slam around here. And slam is really good. So if you find yourself in game terms shaken from anything, you take this you take this hyper syringe, jam it into your arm, try to hit a vein, and it'll actually remove that shaken status.
Excellent, Smithers.
And she gives you 4 of those. She hands them to you. She looks very disdaining of Benjamin and Calder.
I'd probably go outside. I have nothing to do with her. So.
Yeah.
She seems disdainful if I'm standing there behind her just watching.
Yeah, she's and she's probably a little bit more obvious that she is a witch. So, and you kind of know on the lore of witches is that historically they're not very fond of men. So,
it's my gender. Mm-hmm.
yeah. So they but she's very friendly with Aberdeen. She's very friendly with Scrat, and but other than that, she's just she does the deal. She hands the hyper syringes and then just kind of walks off. But
Okay, fair enough.
in the morning, you had a really great sleep. There's a great food spread that is out for people who stay there. I mean, it's not the greatest, but it's like homemade breads and whatever they can like raise in their gardens. Some animal of various type that they may have caught and slaughtered for food. But after you eat, after you get ready, you're given all your gear, which is incredibly heavy because we're talking about like plastic jugs filled with water, cans of food. Some are like old MREs from the previous military that it should be edible, possibly. And it's all taken with you to a very nice looking kind of souped up green Humvee. Like it's got the big thick tires on it. It's jacked up in the back. It has, like the spoilers. It has like the intake in the front. It looks pretty badass for the most part.
Does it have any kind of weapon mounts?
It does not have weapon mounts, but it is armored. It has a good amount of like armored plating, meaning that they've taken other pieces of metal from other vehicles and bolted it on there. So it's not like cool and sleek. If anything further, it has a ram in the front, which is kind of definitely reminiscent of Mad Max. You could probably tie 2 people on it if you really wanted that full effect as you go down the highway. But it doesn't have a key. It basically has a push button that they show you that, step on the gas and just like a lawnmower, basically step on the gas and hold this in and the engine will go and then start up.
Okay.
It is quite loud, but
check it out, look around, it's been a while since I've driven a vehicle, so I will look it over, get inside, look over the controls.
Yeah, it is an automatic, so it's not too difficult other than but
it's coming back to me. It's coming back to me.
And it's the kind of automatic that you can push it all the way down and shift over to the side to use it a manual shift if you wanted to.
Okay.
But otherwise it's, you can put it in drive and you're good to go.
All right. We'll load everything inside, and you said there's gas cans strapped to the roof.
Yep, there are gas, and Calder, maybe being a little overly cautious, can ping them or shake them, and they are filled.
All right. Almost tempted to put them inside.
So with Humvees, it's pretty much 4 of you are going to sit really comfortable, which actually there are 4 of you. A 5th person would have to sit on that weird hump in the back seat, which is not very comfortable. You can put stuff between you and the back seat on that hump, and there is a good amount of room in the back, but it probably wouldn't. If you put all the gas tanks back there, the gas fumes would probably knock you unconscious before you.
Fair enough. And I actually smoke. So, so we put the food and the water in the back then.
Okay. It fits comfortably. There are actually a good number of people who are up and watching you as you leave the compound. And, some are waving. So especially for Calder, you actually feel you're doing like a super good deed because people are just kind of really elated and happy that you're doing this. You even get some clapping as you go.
So they don't have too many. You don't have too many people even willing to do this.
Yeah, and it's you.
And they have a good back, so.
Yeah. So James, I have a question. Is Buffalo Bill's casino resort and casino? Is it something that common knowledge might give me some idea about?
So I mean, you can actually. I mean, do you? Trying to think of what skill might go ahead and make me a common knowledge.
Okay, yeah. Actually, in the interface. That was not my roll. I don't know who's rolling now. I had not gotten actually to the thing yet. There we go. Okay. Okay. And forget it.
Okay. You know what a casino is, and you know that Nevada had a lot of, especially in Las Vegas, that there's, those big buildings that are dilapidated, they've fallen apart, were also casinos. But I'll say that you commonly know that through Nevada, especially when you started getting towards like the Arizona border or New Mexico border, there were these like almost mini city casinos to catch people as they cross the border.
Oh.
To go gamble. And those are the more cheesy ones. Those, this one, to describe it, you'd think it probably has giant statues of Buffalo Bill with guns in the air and some cartoon thing going on. So, but you're not 100% sure of anything else other than it's probably one of the many border casinos that were there at the time.
Okay. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, I haven't heard a thing about this one, but from a distance it would attract attention, and that means that we might be going into danger as we expect.
Yeah. It's not going to be, and definitely there are marauders on the road, which I think Calder's actually looking very forward to.
Yeah, Calder's yeah. Clearly, this is not just a shopping trip.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you hit the road at 4. It's still a little dark, but there's enough light by the moon, especially if you've ever been out in like near Las Vegas, Nevada. It's the moon actually lights up a lot of the road. And the things around you. The road's kind of broken here and there, so I'm going to go ahead and have Calder make a roll. It doesn't have to be super fancy, and this is just kind of
driving, right?
Yep.
Okay. Let's try this. And I got no. Well, no, I got a 3 and a 1, so no.
Okay. It's a little shaky. You're kind of getting your trying to get the hang of it
again. It's been a while. I'm trying to go fairly slow, like 30, 35 the tops. Road conditions being what they probably are, and they're probably wrecks in the road still, and so I don't. And the other thing is, I don't want to be zipping along and then someone put a round to the front windshield and us to roll over. So.
I will try to help by maybe sitting in the front seat for.
I hand you my crossbow, which is loaded to hold.
Okay.
So
that's nice. I'm more helping the spot for you as opposed to.
All right. So basically with that roll, it just kind of ends up, like you get someone who's just getting used to that new car and they're stepping on the gas way too fast and you're kind of jerking along and turning too fast because you're not doing anything dangerous, but you are, a little disoriented in driving at this point. But,
okay.
But as you can see, the roadway ahead is some of the off-ramps are broken and crumbling that don't go to anywhere. And, the road ahead is pretty, just it kind of got to dodge around things. And you're on surprisingly, you're on the road for a couple of hours now. So the sun is starting to come up. It's about like 6 a.m. Things are starting to warm up a little. But you've been pretty much unmolested on the road for some time. So I'm going to say about 4 hours into it, still nothing super, but what you end up seeing is, let me just kind of go ahead and, is you see a 2 school buses blocking the road ahead. You're still a good, probably about a mile out.
All right, so I'm going to slow down when I see something in the road ahead and actually probably stop. This Humvee's equipped for off-road, right?
It is equipped for off-road.
So does anybody have any kind of a spotter, binoculars or anything like that?
I do not.
No.
All right. Do we see any movement?
You can definitely tell that there is smoke ahead, which probably means that the school buses have been modified for diesel and that they're actually usable.
And now, are they sitting across the road?
They are sitting across the road with a small entrance between the two.
Okay.
And you can tell that they're painted, but from a mile away, it's really kind of hard to tell what's painted on it.
I could, if you want, I could creep up and spy them from a little bit closer distance and tell you what I see.
They probably have somebody with a rifle or something, with a scope.
Sure. Well, obviously, I have to be careful.
Not me. I don't even have a gun.
Well, if you want to do it, now's the time before the sun's fully up.
Okay, sure. Here.
So I'll pull off to the side of the road on the right-hand side.
Okay.
And kind of like turn the car a little bit so you can get out on the opposite side, away from, out of view.
Yeah.
Maybe you can slip down the embankment and kind of into the scrub.
Yeah.
All right.
I take the crossbow back from him.
So-
I'll get out and stand in the middle of the road, kind of drawing the attention of anybody that's looking from a distance. We're still, 3/4 of a mile away or something like that.
Yeah.
So, try to maybe light a cigarette.
Yeah.
All
And I'm gonna reach into my pocket, my backpack, and pull out 2 broken cellular phones,
Okay.
and I'm gonna press them together, and I'm gonna concentrate, and might look a little, you'll see me concentrate. You might even see a little trickle of blood come out of my nose. And I'm going to try to make a psionics roll to use Mind Link to charge the phones up.
That's
Okay.
cool.
Nice.
So, I assume I got to make the psionics roll. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. D8. Let me just type it in here. /R1D8 plus 1D6. Gonna do it the regular way, and we'll see what I get on the dice rolls. I got 1 success. It looks like.
All right. Yeah. So you close your eyes. And suddenly the light starts to peak on the cell phones.
And I'll hand you one, Brother Calder. I'll say you could be able to talk to me through this.
Really?
It'll last about a half an hour, and then the charge will die.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And
May
what's that?
May Saint Gygax guide you.
Oh, thank you. And blessings upon you as well. Very kind of you. And I'll kind of slink over the little bit rise of the hill and try to stay low and try to get a closer vantage point on what's going on up there.
All right. So while the screen doesn't show a lot of broken cars, there's a lot of cars and debris and things on the road. So it's not too hard to. If you wanted to just give me a stealth, that would be awesome.
Okay.
But for the most part, and I'll give you a +2 on that too. So whatever die you roll, add +2 to that.
Okay. And that'll be plus to the both dice, correct?
Yeah.
I don't know how this will come out of it. Okay. So there'd be a 6 on the successful die.
So you're fine. Yeah, you're kind of zooming in and out of the cars. You see some of them, the occupants who are in them didn't quite get out in time, so there's a lot of skeletons in the cars and such like that.
That's too bad.
But you kind of zoom around. You get a good distance away, and you can see now that each of the school buses they have like racks on the top, and sitting on the racks you see people with basically long range weapons, not like but like rifles and things like that definitely have some range.
Hunting rifles and things like that.
Exactly. On each of the school buses, they're each painted with what looks like the head of a boar of some sort, like a green boar with these big tusks that come up, and they're wearing those like little Kaiser helmets with the spikes on them.
Mm-hmm.
And written on each, like underneath that green skinned boar's head, you can see the word orc. Like written in very stylistic graffiti paint on both.
So I'll lean into my broken cell phone and put Brother Calder, orcs be here. I think
forces of Nazgul.
I'll try to count up how many of them are on top of each to get an idea of what kind of threat we're facing.
You're looking at about 3 on the top. There is a woman sitting up there in a lawn chair who's kind of dressed like the Humongous from Mad Max. And she has like a face mask on, and she's wearing kind of like leather harnesses and fully tattooed. But she's sitting in a lawn chair, like drinking something out of a metal cup. From what you can see, they're not aware of you.
Sure.
From what you understand, so there's like 4 of them up there, and it looks like what they formed is kind of a toll.
It's a road toll. Yeah. So they're not on high alert by any stretch of the imagination.
At this point, no, because you're still far away enough, and there's a bunch of broken cars and trucks and things there that they literally can't see you.
Okay. Okay, and I want to make sure I get a good, careful look so that I don't overlook something important. Maybe even get a better position in case I see some movement behind one of the buses. I don't want to find out that they have some giant mutant chained up in a pen that we're going to have to deal with.
So you said you want to get closer or no?
Just a different angle to make sure that we're not going to come upon a great surprise, like some massive weapon or some big bad guy.
All right, this you're gonna need a stealth roll for.
Okay, fair enough.
James,
Yeah.
while they're doing that, I'm getting out of the tank and just sort of picking up, like keeping the tank between me and the buses. Just picking up some bits of dried weeds off the ground and stuffing them in my pipe and start to smoke my pipe.
Okay.
Okay. So one success there.
All right. You make it close enough because suddenly now everything else has been cleared away. So, but you can see between the cracks that there are motorcycles.
Okay.
That are parked, and you see a couple of people like working on motorcycles.
Okay. So I'll be relating this all back to Brother Calder. So
Okay.
that they're aware. Yeah.
So, and I would tell the two ladies. So there are orcs ahead. With rifles on the roof of those buses, some sort of woman who is the leader.
That only makes sense.
And then he has just said that there are motorbikes being worked on the backside. So there are others there as well. He says it's set up as a toll.
Well, maybe we should just pay it.
Maybe. What's the toll? Do we know?
Do you want me to ask? That would reveal that we're here.
Your equipment or your life, maybe both. The orcs do not have a name as being merciful.
No honor, huh?
Wow.
No, they are creatures of ilk.
So, James, since we've all been in this area, at least for a while, would we think that it would be possible to just pay the toll and keep going, or would we think that even if we paid the toll, they'd probably attack us?
Oh, the toll. You know that the Marauders, that toll is just kind of a false safety to like go, hey, we'll let you go if you just give us what you need. They'd probably like sell you after they captured you and take all your equipment and.
Unlikely to bargain with them. Oh yeah, I don't think we can afford the toll. I like my life.
How many missile weapons do we have? I asked. Do the women both have a pistol of some kind?
I do not. I have a hatchet.
Okay.
And a sharpened hubcap.
Okay, that's a missile weapon.
I have a spatula.
Oh, okay. Well, that is.
That's my wand.
Yep.
So I can shoot a bolt of energy.
Yeah.
All right.
And you would have seen, if we've been together for a while, you would have seen Benjamin, Benjamin Milton Franklin, do something psionic by basically get some piece of technology to jump and impale somebody from a distance.
All right. So why don't you head back?
All right.
James?
Yeah.
If my range is smarts times 2, my smarts is 8, is it 16?
Yes, it's 16 inches. Or
it's not 16 inches.
That's 16 times 5.
So 16 yards, is it basically
yeah.
a yard?
So how big are our squares?
3 inches. Well, because Savage Worlds works on this weird 3-inch thing. So if each square is 3 inches,
she'd have a 40, 50, almost a 50-foot range.
Yeah.
48.
Okay. So if I figure it's about 6 boxes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll wait till he gets back.
Yeah.
I don't want to use the device any more than I have to. not a big fan of it.
Hmm.
So we have a couple options. We can leave the road, head off into the desert, try to circle around them. They probably will follow us with the bikes,
Mhm.
which would be better than them following us with the buses. They're not going to drive the buses off the road,
No.
which will eliminate their long distance rifles.
But
But we will have to fight the bikers.
how many total did you think there were?
How many bikes did you see, Benjamin?
From his angle, he could really only see 2, but to get any closer would have been
Dangerous.
Orcs could he see?
probably 6, including the ones that are on the top.
So say for example, the most bikes would probably be 4. Say they have 4 bikes that we would have to contend with in the desert. But we would not have a problem with the long-range rifles picking us off at a distance or striking the top of the Humvee and blowing up a gas can, which is more what I'm concerned about. So
Well, so you want to try going around them?
I think that's our best bet.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
All right. So you are on a bit of a rise. So you would pretty much have to take that ramp that you see near you.
Mhm.
Okay.
And
come off the highway kind of
and
thing?
then go 4-wheeling off of that.
And we wouldn't know when we'd be able to get back on, really. So
Yeah, exactly.
We could just skirt around them, then follow by the side of the highway
Yep.
until there was
I will mention that I am not great at driving this thing, but I will continue to try. So
No, we don't have to drive fast, right? We just have to
No.
drive carefully.
we're gonna move away from the highway, probably a good half a mile, and then continue
Hopefully
heading
parallel.
Yes, parallel. All right, so James, we'll get back in.
Okay.
Start the vehicle up.
Yep.
I'll take the left there, go down off the ramp.
Now, remember, everyone has 3 bennies. And what bennies are short for benefits. And what they do is you can spend them to do things like make a re-roll. So if you completely flub your roll,
Okay.
you can re-roll it. You can recover from shaken. You can soak a wound if you get hit. You can draw a new action card, which we'll go into probably very quickly. You can re-roll your damage. You can regain power points using it. So for those of you, there's a couple of you that use power points.
Yeah.
And the last you can use it for, and this is at GM's discretion, is influence the story, which is kind of like, think of any of your narrative games like Fate or whatever, just to kind of go, hey, there's there's some tires ahead, or whatever.
Right. Okay. Sounds good.
Mhm.
All right. So let's go ahead with that first driving roll so you can get off of the ramp.
Can you tell me, please, James, is there an opening in the back of the Humvee?
There is. You'd have to lay on top of the food and water, but yes.
So I got one. What do they call it when it explodes?
Well, when you go 4, it's called a raise.
A raise.
Yes,
I got
a
one raise, so a total of 5 points. So.
Nice. All right. So yeah, with that, well, let's see. Raise is when you basically if you roll a 4,
I did.
and then if you roll an 8, that would be like 1 raise.
Oh, I get it. So I rolled the 4, and then I rolled again because that was the max I can roll on that, and I got a 1.
Okay, that's called an ace. But still, you made it, and you made it with many to spare. So you come down, it's a bit bumpy, everyone's kind of getting tossed around, and then you hit the road as you go forward. So this isn't the most comfortable of rides because basically you're riding in like broken, dried out dirt and rock.
Mm-hmm.
But the Humvee's handling it really well. But if any of you have ever ridden a Humvee, the shocks on those things, they don't exist.
Yeah. We're getting rattled around like nobody's business.
Yep. So
I can. So
you're heading on. So and also you have control of your car, by the way.
Mhm.
So
I can. Okay.
yeah, you do have control of your car, as do. So let me clear off a little bit here, and I can just continue to set the
Can I
scene.
turn direction with it?
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to. You can just move it sideways. We don't.
A little dot that sticks out, you can turn the direction.
Oh, I get it. I get it. Cool. Okay.
All
So
right.
yeah, we come down off the highway, and we're gonna. I'm gonna head straight out for a little bit, and
All
then
right.
so that we have a good distance between we pass them. That they're. We're hoping that they won't see us too fast.
All right.
I'm
So
going to be lying on top of the water with my spatula pointed out the back in case I see a motorcycle coming after us.
Mhm.
all right. So once, well, let me actually, to be fair, let me go ahead and. Okay. Ooh.
Look at that.
Wow.
So yeah, we're looking at 11. So at some point when you get right about there,
Yeah.
you hear motorcycles go vroom.
Just so I wanted to be farther out. It's just that we don't have it.
Yeah.
On the map. Okay.
So they are. Oops. What am I doing?
Yeah, there are 4 bikes.
So so the way vehicle combat and vehicles work here, and I'm going to move to another screen in a second to kind of illustrate. It's kind of cool. They took away all the like, hey, let's measure how fast you're going in velocity and all that stuff, and just made it really simple. So, all right. So yeah, you see them just like motorcycles flying over the side. They're leaping, like 20 feet in the air and hitting the ground like really impressively. And heading after your vehicle.
Okay.
Spotted.
All right, so you should be seeing. So, yep. So how this works is, so realistically, you are going to be here, and they are going to be back here.
Okay.
So cards are kind of an abstract to distance.
Okay.
Right. So you have so every round we're going to roll, and you're going to have a chance to do a maneuver. So the roll is just basically to make sure that you don't screw up, because it is a chase and things can happen during a chase. However, during your turn, you can do maneuvers, which say would go ahead and move you ahead one, move you one back. If you actually get a raise, you can move yourself 2. And the goal is basically to get
to the other end.
To the other end, which actually ends at 9.
Okay.
As you can see here.
At that point, if we get to that point, we're clear of them, basically.
Yep, that is basically the end game. You have outrun them. However,
cool.
they have the same ability to do the same things. And one of them is the one that's labeled here, Rasputina, in the back, is basically the big, humongous, costumed one. Yeah. Who's after you. The rest of them just look like common rabble.
Mm-hmm. And how do the rest of us influence the outcome with our actions?
Okay, so everyone is how in Savage Worlds, I'm going to go ahead and give everyone cards.
Okay.
This is the card that you're going to act on. So basically, initiative.
Mm-hmm.
And so the driver obviously can do maneuvery things on their turn. So they have to make their drive roll. And then they can choose to do a maneuver. You can do multiple things. It's just every time you do a multiple things, it's a -2 cumulative to the roll.
Yeah.
So realistically, like the motorcycle gangers can drive, like if they make it, they can catch up to you, depending. Right. And they can take a -2 to reach over with a pistol and shoot you. However, you're moving, so there's other little modifiers involved. But ultimately, and in scenes like this, and just so for those of you watching and are not familiar with Savage Worlds, is that the main characters are called wild cards. You guys are like awesome. You're the heroes. You can take damage. Usually in a gang, the leader will be a wild card as well. They also have the ability to use bennies.
Mhm.
The others are just extras,
Mhm.
and honestly, they're the cannon fodder.
Yep.
They're the ones that you blow up and make cool deaths and everything happening. It's always
Garbage.
usually the wild card that you worry about.
Yeah.
All right, so like I said, you have a decent lead on them.
Okay.
So let me go ahead and get cards out. Where are we at here? Decks. Here we go. All right.
Oh, that's cool.
Mhm.
Now we actually click on that when it's time. Huh?
Let's see.
Cool.
Deal. So I want to deal one card to all players. And that includes offline players. That's weird. All right. And there must be one. Oh, okay. Never mind. All right. So deal.
Oh, very cool.
Cool.
Okay.
Can we all look at our cards?
Yes, you may, because this is going to go ahead and determine the order.
I got a 7 of clubs.
Do we do anything do you track initiative anyway, or we're just telling you? Is that how you're doing it?
I'm going to start from the top, going from aces, kings, queens, jacks, all the
Sure.
way down,
Mhm.
and then you will act on that turn.
Okay.
All right, and and honestly, to probably give you some hope is that I ended up getting like a 3, so I'm probably not going anywhere quick. So, do we have anyone in the upper things like aces, kings, queens, jacks?
I got a queen.
All right. So right now you see the gangers behind you. You can tell the leader is being kind of blocked by all of them. You are a little bit at a range to shoot them, but I believe all you have for range is a hubcap. So is there anything you would want? I mean, you can get out of the window and walk around on the tank. It's up to you but it's your turn.
Okay.
And you can move your pace, which is going to be 6 inches, meaning that you're in a vehicle. There's not many places that aren't 6 inches away or that distance from you. And then you can take as many actions as you want. Just remember that each consecutive action is a -2,
Mhm.
and ultimately. So, is there anything and you can hold an action, mind
One
you.
question for you. This might be pertinent. Can you assist another character with your action?
You can. You would go ahead and you'd have to have the similar skill.
Okay.
And then you would make the roll, and depending on if you made your roll, you would give them a +1. If you got a raise, you'd give them a +2.
Okay. If you fail, it's nothing.
If it's nothing.
Okay.
That's good to know. There might be somebody else with driving skill. I don't know.
All right, so Scrat, you are up. What is
Well, there's nothing really that I can do. I'm going to hold my action, and I'm going to help our driver, since I at least have a D4 in that.
Okay. So when the driver makes a skill roll, you can go ahead and help. That is not considered an action that you would take up. And the nice about holding it is you can interrupt. So because you should have won ahead anyway. So as I'm going down, even if it's like one of my villains or something, you can say, "Oh, no, I'm taking my action now," and you interrupt everything else.
Okay.
All right. So that was queens, jacks. We are now at 10. 9.
I have a 9.
Okay.
And I am going to shoot a stream of bugs into Red Motorcycle's face.
Okay.
Stream of bugs.
That's right.
So you're going to make a witchcraft roll
Good.
using witchcraft and a D6. Okay.
Anyone's ever ridden a bike? That's a fairly horrendous thing to happen. So
Yeah.
All right. So you're going to lose it. So you make it. You lose the PowerPoint. So you're down to 9 now.
Yep.
And also too, those casting spells. If you look at the spell, you can tell that. And I can give you the page, Mary, in the PDF if you want. But you can actually spend extra PowerPoints to boost it.
Yeah.
But but that has to be called before the roll.
And Jeff, I did have a question about that boosting. We're restricted to what's listed under the power for possible boost. We can't go
For now, just to make it easy, unless you've kind of mastered that modifier thing, then go for it.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'll just to keep it simple, So, but since I just kind of mentioned this now after Mary rolled, if you want to spend if you want to send 2 power points, you can raise that to 3d6
Nice.
damage.
So he gets 6 bugs in his mouth.
Ew.
All right. So you shoot bugs. That's 6 points of damage. So what's going to happen now is I'm going to compare that to where's the stat set here? Here we go. Over here. So I'm going to go ahead and compare that to his parry first of all. So yeah, it totally went past. It totally hit him. Did 6. His toughness is 5. He takes 1. He is this is over his toughness. So the bugs hit him in the mouth, and he goes skidding off.
Mm-hmm.
Because who wants bugs in their mouth?
Yeah.
I'm going to make a driving roll for him, however, just to be sure that he is, and he only gets 1 die, so unfortunate, too bad for him.
Mm-hmm.
So 1 die, and here we go. He gets it. His bike doesn't crash into anyone else, so we will just pretty much go ahead and say that he is. We'll put the little X on him here. So he is down. All right, and that was at 9 or 8? 10.
That was 9.
9. All right, so we're at 8. We're at 7. We're at 7. Okay.
All right. So I'm going to attempt to drive straight, pretty much.
Okay.
Just
So
make a roll.
at this point, I can add my D4 to that.
If you want to go ahead and you make a driving roll too, and you add that modifier to his roll.
Okay.
So I did not get a success.
Okay, so Kathy, go ahead and make your driving roll.
Oops.
So I need a +1 because I've got a 3 of a high. So if you make it successful, I'll at least get a +1.
Now I rolled a 1d4 plus the 1d6, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Hope this works.
Oh, but it's a critical failure, but it's on an aid, so it doesn't really do anything. If that was, say, Scott's roll, that you guys would be kind of.
Yeah.
Tires falling off the car.
Boy.
All right. So I'm gonna pretty much just try to go straight, and something's gonna happen, I guess.
Yeah, so pretty much you're gonna stay on that card because you didn't particularly maneuver
Can
out
I
of the
use a
way.
Benny?
What's that?
Can I use a Benny to make the success?
You can use a Benny to re-roll.
Mm-hmm.
I think at that point this might be worth it. Now this is we get 3 Bennies for the entire game, right?
Yep, but I'll give them as you guys do cool stuff.
All right. So I'm gonna try doing some cool stuff. I'm gonna re-roll. Oh yeah, I got 1 raise. So 4. I got an 8. So 4 and 4.
Nice. All right. So you are doing good. So there's a couple of things.
Ace, I guess they call it, right? They call it an ace.
Yeah. Well, an ace is when you roll the max number and roll again. A raise is every 4.
All right. So I got 1 raise then.
Yeah. So no, that's pretty awesome. So, are you trying to just go ahead? Oh,
yeah, I'm trying to move forward and maybe get a little extra distance from them.
So if you use the change position and you got a raise, you can actually move 2.
Oh, nice. All right, so we'll do that.
All right. Now you can do additional maneuvers at a -2 to that roll.
I'm just gonna drive.
All right. All right. So that was at. I'm sorry. That was at.
That was 7.
7. All right. We're at a 6.
I'm down to 2 Bennies.
5, 4, 3. I think I'm at 3. Yep.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
I'm behind you.
All right. So now that let's see. How do I get rid? Oh, I just click on it to get rid of it. All right. So my people are going. This person, I'm just going to go ahead and put off to the side because they are down. These two are going to react. So they are going to go ahead and make their driving rolls to see what happens. Why did I just do that? All right. We're just going to go here. So Ganger 3. Oh, nice. Nice. Ganger 3 actually, Ganger 3 jumps up 2. And he's going to go ahead and try to shoot with a rifle while he's driving on a moving vehicle. It's near impossible, but yeah, it's fun. All right.
Yep.
And we're going to go ahead and roll for, nope. So this person stays where they are. Rasputina is a bit of a badass because she is a wild card.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. She didn't critical failure. So you guys are doing pretty well. Ganger 3 is the only one that's managed to like show his worth. So, and he is going to take a shot at the back of the vehicle. The only person that he's going to be able to see, unfortunately, is the witch, Aberdeen. So, but this is, he's using
a rifle from a motorbike.
Yeah, with that and moving and all kinds of fun stuff. So, this is probably not gonna. But who knows? You can never say never. All right, so he gets a 5 and he's at a -2, so that's going to be a 3. So bang, he shoots. He's actually going to do it again. He's going to be at a -4 to do it now. -4. Nope, that's still going to be a 3. So he shoots twice. It bounces off of the Humvee, and that was his turn at 3. Both of these two cannot do any movement. Actually, you know what? Rasputin is kind of a badass. I'm going to spend a Benny to see if she can go ahead and roll again. So that's a 6, and let's see what the D6 does for her. All right, so Rasputina only gets to move 1. Nothing she has is going to be able to shoot you guys, so that ends there. And now we're at 2.
Yep. Now I just have one question. Am I out of range for my power? It's 2 times. It's basically 16 inches.
You 16 inches. That's 160 feet. You'd probably be able to target Ganger 3, but you wouldn't be able to get.
Rasputina, yeah. Can I take any minuses or boost it in any way to eke out some extra range to be able to affect her?
I mean, there are modifiers to do range, but like I said, if you haven't figured it out, like I said, I'd rather not.
No, okay, I don't want to complicate things. Then fine. Ganger 3 sounds good. So I'm going to take out. He's going to take out a broken RC controller, concentrate on it, and I'm going to make my psionics roll.
Good luck.
Nice. Okay, good. I got a 7, so I got a success. Yep. I'm basically using the bolt power, so I'll be able to do 2d6 by taking control of this bike just for a moment, causing him to hit a rock, and hopefully doing some damage to him. 7.
Nice.
All right, 7 points. That's going to go over. Yeah, he basically hits the rock, and he will go flipping through the air, and off to the side of the road.
On target.
All right. Do we
say highlight with you?
Scrat, you said you have a held action, so do you want to do anything before the round's over?
No, there's really nothing that I can do. I will just help the driver.
Okay. And we're going to go ahead and deal again. Deal 1 card to all players. And deal. And you can look at your card.
Okay.
And we will start again by going to the top here. And we're at aces, kings, queens, jacks.
I got queen.
Okay.
There's two of them left at this point.
Yep, out of range for your bolt.
Both of them.
Hmm.
Then what I'm going to do, I don't know if this really works, but I guess not. So
You can hold your action. I mean, that's
I'll
nothing.
hold and see if they get closer, and if he gets closer, I will shoot him.
Okay, so kings, queens, jacks, 10, 9, 8, 7.
7. I'm at 7.
Okay.
So they're still further out of range.
Yep.
Yep. So instead, I want to, you tell me if I need to spend a penny for this. I want to target something that is on their path towards us and try to throw some obstacle or something in their way that would be a hazard.
It would have to be something from your car. So like your food or water or gas.
How about that bicycle I asked you about? Mode of transportation. I assume I strapped it on the back, and I'm like, served me well, but I could pick it up and hurl it into their way.
Yeah, I mean, it may or may not have an effect, but it's always fun.
Yeah, hey, it's amusing, and I'll give it a shot. I guess it depends on my roll. So, what am I rolling with? Because it's clearly not a sonic ability.
I would just use something like athletics.
Okay, sounds good to me. Oh, I meant to do 1d4 as well. I don't know if I did. Oh, I got a success.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you could get a 4 on the 4.
Sure. We'll see about that.
No. All right.
Well, I got a success. So I hurled the bike in the way, and hopefully it's going to have some effect on them.
All right. Cool beans.
Uh-huh.
All right. So, but you're using a Benny for that, right? You said?
I'm willing to pay a Benny. Well, yeah, actually, I thought you were going to charge me a Benny if I had to put something in the landscape. So.
Okay. So I'll give a modifier to the roll then.
Okay.
For that. All right. That was at 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. I'm at 5, so Rasputina is going to go. And let's see what Rasputina gets here. So that's a 3 and a 1. All right. So she isn't going anywhere.
Another bit.
Let's see if the Ganger can actually do anything.
Oh.
No. Oh, actually that would be considered a critical fail for.
Yeah.
So I get to use the chart now, which I love this chart. All right, so out of control. So I get to roll 2d6. Add those up, which is going to be 4. Oh wow. Minor collision. So so pretty much what ended up happening with the game is your bicycle went tumble. And as soon as this one basically tried to move forward, it got tangled in the spokes, and they take a wound. And since they are extras, they don't go any further. So now you just kind of have the nasty-looking warlordy one on your tail. But she couldn't quite go. I'm going to spend a Benny for Rasputina again. So I only have 4 of them, so it's not like I have this infinite amount. But she's got determination. She's kind of like...
She's a bad guy. She deserves an extra chance.
Oh, no.
Her luck is terrible.
Ouch.
Oh, no, her luck is not terrible.
I guess not, no.
All right, so Rasputina moves up.
Oh.
2. And...
In range, do I get to blast her because I held it until someone came in range?
Yes, you can go ahead and blast.
Okay. And so, pew pew. So I got a 5, which
You got a 5, and let me just check what her parry is, because that's a bolt coming in. So you matched it. So it's because it has to basically go over. Well, no, actually, it's a match or go over. So all right. So yeah, you managed to hit with the bolt. So roll damage.
Yeah. I rolled 7 Bs at her.
Okay. So you rolled a 7?
Yeah.
Okay. For some reason, I can't see your dice. It's weird.
Maybe you're not scrolling down all the way. I can see it in my sidebar.
It could be.
I think I can roll with die 26.
All right. She is stunned. However, I'm going to go ahead and now spend my second to last penny or shaken to remove that from her. And so you hit her with the bolt. The bees hit her face. They bounce off of that metal plate thing that she has on her face.
Mm-hmm.
And she opens fire on the vehicle.
Hmm. Oh boy.
All right. So your vehicle has 4 wounds that it can take.
Yeah.
And it has a toughness of 6, but unfortunately it's slow. It has a parry of 3. So first I need to hit it, which is at -2. So it's not like it's so anyway, using that. So it's going to be
3.
So it definitely hits. I still get to roll a d6. Not that matters, but
What about -2?
all right, it's the same thing either way. -2, right? So what I roll? So I
Roll a 5, so -2 would be 3.
3. All right. So Rasputina's rifle just rattles against the back here, but doesn't particularly do anything. All right. That was at 5. We're at 4. 3.
I'm at 3.
Okay.
There's really nothing that I can do.
You can throw your hubcap.
I could, but then I lose my hubcap.
True.
I sacrificed my bike.
I can hand you my crossbow.
Okay. Actually, why not? I'll throw the hubcap.
Okay.
It's like a hubcap right over there. I'll point right out the window. There's another one over there.
All right. So for this, you can either use throw, or if you don't have throw, I will just say you can use shooting, because it's...
I do not have throw.
Okay, do you have shooting?
Actually, I don't.
Oh.
How did I wind up with not that?
Probably a fighting.
Yeah, it's definitely shooting a throw. So,
Yeah.
athletics, maybe.
Maybe that was just well, I didn't know what kind of weapon you were using either when I was generating it.
Right.
So if you want to go ahead and what's your fighting?
Fighting's at a 4.
All right. Just give yourself throwing at a 4 right now, and we'll deal with it later.
Okay.
So roll a d4 and a d6.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck.
All right. So you rolled a 4.
And the 4th, I think. Oh, it's on the 6. Okay.
Yep. So we'll say that hits. So go ahead and give me some damage.
Yep. If I could read. Okay.
Nice.
That 6 explodes, by the way.
Okay.
So you're well over the toughness. So roll the 6 again, and then give me the total damage.
Okay.
Oh, nice. 11 points.
11 points. So that is going to be so every 4 over 5 is going to be that's a 9. So you actually do 1 wound and shaken. I'm not going to go ahead and use my last Benny to remove the shaken. So I'm going to go ahead and basically do a vigor roll. And if she doesn't make the vigor roll, she's shaken. And, a 6. Yep. So she's not shaken, but she has taken a wound. So your thing just slams right in, and you can see it like dig into her arm. And she's bleeding from it as she's trying to hold on to the motorcycle, but she is still up. because that is a badass. All right, that is 4. That is now 3, 2,
Hey,
and
come on, 2.
okay.
So I have a question.
Uh-huh.
If I take an action other than drive, does it consider I just stay in this position?
Yeah, you don't particularly. Well, you would drive and then use the maneuver.
Oh, I get it. So I would still make the drive roll, and then the maneuver would be at -2.
Well, usually so you make the roll and then you use a maneuver, and then if you want to do another maneuver, it'd be -2. So theoretically, you could make your roll, use your maneuver to back up, and then use something like ram.
Yeah, no, I don't want to do. I don't want to slow the momentum. But I do want to. I want the car to basically. I'm just going to drive forward. So I make my roll for that.
Uh-huh.
So I did nothing fancy, but I'm just going straight. So, now I would like to fire my crossbow at the window at her.
Yep. So that would just be at a -2.
All right. So I'm going to. So tell me if I can do this. I want to cast smite first.
You want to do what?
Cast smite on my crossbow.
Okay, so smite would be, since you're casting a spell, that would be at -2 to that. And then you'd be at a -4 to
I hit her.
Yeah.
That's crappy. All right, I'll just shoot her then.
Okay.
All right. So shooting -6, so 2 dice 6. And it's going to be -2, right?
Yep.
And I missed any. Well, I would have hit. I missed.
Okay. All right. So that is says a miss, and I think that ends the round. Rasputina still, she's like 1 behind you, and she is wounded though. You have managed to wound her, and you are basically 4 away from ending the chase. Unless you knock her down, then the chase is ended. So I'm going to go ahead and deal again. And oops. Deal 1. There we go. All players. All right. Take a look at your card.
Mm-hmm.
And we are now at top. So we're at aces. We're at kings, queens, jacks. We're at 10.
Yeah, 10. And she's dropped back to being out of range again. More than 16.
No, she's right behind you.
Oh, I thought she was back on the I thought she was
No, she took a wound. She's like bleeding.
Oh,
but,
she was hidden by the image. Yeah, she's
on his shoulder.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I'll take out my RC controller and I'll try to target something like a banded car right near her and basically do a bolt.
Okay.
Cause something terrible to happen. Let's see how this goes. Okay, well, either one of them succeeded, so I got 1 success. I would be able to do 2d6 of damage as like some metal discharges from an abandoned car and hopefully strikes into her and hurts her.
That is going to hit. So
Okay.
Go ahead and give me some damage.
Minimum.
Now you can re-roll that by spending a Benny.
I already spent 1 on the bike.
Okay.
Yeah, well, why not? We want to get rid of her, and
yeah, you already hit. It's probably worth it.
Yeah, I'm going to do it. 7 now.
All right, so 7 points does go over. Since she is already wounded, that is now going to give her 2 wounds.
Mm-hmm.
And shaken, so I get to make a vigor roll again to see if she is able to. Let's see. So that
James,
needs
is
to be.
there a minus being for down in wounds for vigor rolls? I'm just curious.
What's that?
Is there a minus to do a vigor roll if you're already wounded?
Oh yeah, so she's on her 2nd wound, so that's gonna be a -2. She does get her wild die.
Okay, cool.
However, so no. All right, so she is shaken. She takes another wound and she is shaken.
Good.
Which means her actions are going to be affected at 7, which I think is next.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I have 1 Benny left. I'm not going to waste that Benny on this because there's another scene ahead. So I'm going to say at 7, she's going to retreat.
Okay.
So she still needs to make a driving roll, or actually she'll just stop the car or
Mhm.
stop her motorcycle and let you guys basically, she'll wave her fist in the air. So unless you guys want to do a finishing blow or turn around and run her over, you guys can escape the scene.
Does anybody have an action this round left that they could shoot at her or something?
No.
I don't want to spend the PowerPoint.
Yeah,
Consider our luck to be good, right?
I'll just drive then. We will drive and end the round.
All right.
leaving it behind us.
All right. So yeah, you leave behind the last one of the remaining of the orcs behind, but it's still, you took out a bunch of them, so you should feel proud of taking out such vile creatures.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right. So after you drive for a bit, you see that you have come basically, you eventually get back on the highway, because that Humvee, you guys would have like whiplash by the time you try, like if you try to ride off-road that entire time.
Oh, yeah.
So you get back on the road. Ultimately, you go over to a high rise where the road ends. You can no longer safely drive the Humvee. And it looks like you'd have to descend, but you are pretty much, but there's a sign over here off to the side, which while it doesn't, it says Ay Caliente, that actually says, there's a big arrow on it, and it points to Buffalo Bill's resort and casino.
Oh, it's actually within. It was close here.
Yep, it's like 2 miles away.
Oh, look at that.
So can we put the vehicle, maybe can I get it in here so that she's got some cover, and maybe we could, kind of disguise it so it looks like it's broken down in one of these other vehicles here?
Yeah, that's absolutely no problem. I want to have you roll for that. And by the way, it was great that you guys did some really creative things in the scene, so everyone get a Benny back if you haven't spent it.
Nice.
If you haven't spent it, you do not get an extra.
Mhm.
So you men are planning on making me walk 2 miles? Seriously?
I
I'm
don't.
not playing anything.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
You can sit in the car, but I think that's going against the goal we have.
Blaming me for your misfortune is not
Oh,
the proper.
no one's expecting any. They said they didn't expect anyone to be there, so we could just drive.
We can't get there. The road's out.
We have an all-terrain vehicle.
Yeah.
I point down the 35-foot drop to the ground, and I go, I don't think we can drive over that.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with me being a man.
Miss Aberdeen, I'd really be happy not to have to walk, especially after I just tossed my bike in front of those road orcs, but I don't see any other choice. We're going to ditch this thing otherwise.
Whatever.
Oh.
So we will take some food and supplies and water, maybe enough for a couple days from the pile.
Okay.
Try to disguise the vehicle as much as we can, like it's it's another roadkill up here.
Yeah, Scrat could probably help you by just going around and picking up pieces of trash that are on the road. Find some kind of interesting things for herself as she's looking.
Cool.
I would very much like to try to find some interesting things while I'm looking.
Right. I believe you have a skill for scrounging, correct?
Say again?
You have a skill for scrounging, I believe,
I
right?
sure do.
All right. So why don't you give me that roll?
I will be back in a moment. I'll take a break.
All right.
Yeah, actually, do we want to take like a 10-minute?
Yeah.
That's
break?
Sounds good.
All right.
Just put your mutes on mics.
Yep. Put your mic on mute, and you should be good.
All right.
Okay. Hello? Where'd everybody go? Mhm.
All right. So I guess we are all back. Let's go ahead. It is, yep. So let me go ahead and put us
Okay.
back there. All right. So we are back in game. So yes. So scrounging.
All right.
Scrounging.
So go ahead and make me a scrounge roll.
Does it? Oh.
Ouch. All right. So yeah, I mean there's really not, I mean there's some minor things here like cans.
I do get a +2 to that.
Oh, okay. So then that would put you over.
Yeah.
You can definitely find pieces from the other cars. You can grab a new hubcap if you want.
Yes, please.
A few of them actually. You can probably find about, I don't know, at least about 8 hubcaps off of the various cars that are broken down around you. There are some
I'll grab 'em.
corpses. There are corpses in the car. You can take a bunch of clothing, but ultimately for your searching, you will end up with where's my die roll here? I'll make that 2. Ooh, what I end up rolling? Nice. 11, 22. You find about like close to $30 worth of scavenge stuff that you can sell. Just amongst here, just various things from the car, air fresheners, things like that that kind of don't really have a smell anymore, but definitely look novel.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm going to have everyone make me a athletics roll. I'll give you a +2 because everyone gets a +2. Because realistically, what you're doing is there's like a tanker that fell off the highway, and you can use that to kind of scale your way down.
A +2? Nice.
I get a success. I got a 7.
All right. Someone rolled 2 too, so that +2 is going to help.
Yeah, that was me.
I definitely got a success because I exploded.
Okay. So yeah, so obviously all of you make it down. It's a possibility that Scrat was just kind of looking around at other stuff and slipped a little bit, but caught herself and made it down.
I'm just curious on, did scrounging take any length of time? My main concern is getting back PowerPoints. It takes an hour to get back.
Well, that's the reason why the payout was so low. It was roughly around, 10 minutes or less.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
Yeah. I mean, if you wanted to spend like an hour or 2 hours or whatever, you could definitely do a lot more, but.
Oh, yeah. No.
Okay.
Miss Aberdeen seemed cranky about walking. I wasn't going to insist she stand around and watch me heal back PowerPoints. That seemed to be, contrary to our success.
Yeah, this is it's probably like right now you're probably looking at about, it's a little after noon, maybe close to noon, like 11 o'clock. And it's definitely reaching up there. It's about 91 degrees.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we got to get out of this sun, y'all.
Absolutely. I don't want to stand around the sun.
So there's 2 ways to walk. You can kind of follow the curve of the highway, which would give you some shade because it's an overpass every once in a while. Or you could just kind of do a beeline in the direction the arrow is pointing. But usually it's a matter of the highway will probably go there anyway.
Yeah, I'd suggest that. At least we get some shade from the highway, and they wanted people to drive there. They didn't want people to have to walk there.
Right.
All right. So as you're and it's honestly, it's a little hard. You're hot, but you have water, you have food. It's not like it's, impossible. And the couple of miles maybe takes you 20 minutes to transverse, or, half an hour. But as you start to get close, you can see off in the background kind of what you thought you would see. There looks like there's a valley ahead, but sticking straight out of it is a cartoon cowboy with a big white handlebar mustache with like shooting pistols in the air. The way it's set up, back in the day, they used to have these neon lights that would change to make the thing look animated, although it's not particularly working. And there's a kind of like a I'm trying to think of Woody's counterpart in Toy Story.
Oh,
Buzz
But
Lightyear.
no, the girl cowboy.
Oh.
But anyway, the point I was trying to make is there's another one of those signs that kind of looks like her, that are just freckles and everything and guns up in the air. So you're kind of getting an idea that that's Buffalo Bill's. Although you can't see a complex or a building, but what you can see probably about quarter of a mile away as you're walking is a gas station. And it looks like the road changes and like one road goes down to like it turns left and goes past the gas station, and then the road continues on.
Well, let's check out the gas station. Seems like
Good idea.
Maybe if there's a sign inside the gas station saying where this place is, we're right.
yeah. Local map, maybe one of those. One of those maps that shows the area.
Possible that if this gas station hasn't been scavenged too much, we might find something good.
All right, so each of you have control of your characters here. They should be named, I believe.
Yeah, you don't have.
What?
I do not see a token, to be honest. Unless
They're at the top of the screen.
well, I see him now. If I scroll up, there we go.
I think you have it set somehow so we can only see our own name, which is okay. I can see my name.
Yeah, so I mean that's fine. So you should be able to move your minis, but this is the gas station, and we're assuming that you're still a little further out. It's so this, you're kind of seeing this from a distance, but it is a full service gas station. There is there's a car that's parked out front, probably has been parked out front for the past 30 years or so. There's dirt and trash and debris. It is not named Zombie Road, although that's kind of cool. But
Yeah.
is there? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Entrance building.
A main, yes. So there is there. So if you can see here, I know there's a fog of war covering it, but this little gap between here and here is like a garage door, and then there's a door here. Like this part here is a door that goes in.
Another one. All right. So is the garage door shut?
From this distance, I mean, as you approach it, you can see that the garage door is shut. And there's another garage door on the other side. So beyond here and going down, which is a little off map, but I can adjust that. There's another garage door down this way.
I think that I would like to circle around and come in from like behind the car. So to get some cover in case anybody's inside.
Okay.
Do we see any movement?
I would want to come in from this direction, is what I'm saying, over here.
What's that?
Do we see any movement?
Do you see movement? No, you don't particularly see anything. However, further down, there is a beat up pickup truck
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't look like it's all that beat up compared to like this one up, this car right here that definitely has been like scavenged. This truck looks not so scavenged.
If you all want, maybe we take cover behind the car and then we do something that'll attract attention and draw anybody out if they're in there.
Yeah, I'm saying we come in from behind here.
Well,
Over
Okay.
here.
well, I'm suggesting if I go close to the building where it can't be seen, hurl something straight down like this area, and the rest of you are ready for someone to come out and investigate. Because they won't be able to see. If there's anybody in there, wouldn't be able to see anything.
There's 20 people in there.
I'm sorry? But
There's
there's
20 people.
Oh, we're going to have to deal with them sooner or later if we're going to go in there. Otherwise, we pass it by.
You might get to deal with it quietly, a little more quietly.
What are you suggesting?
Saying we come around here where we can actually look into the building through the doors and probably glass
Mm-hmm.
and watch the building for a little bit, see if we see anybody move around there.
I have no problem with us sitting and watching.
I agree.
I might
Nice.
come over behind the car.
Behind the car.
Take the cover.
Really big car.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Did we have flying cars yet?
No.
Just checking.
Mm.
Well,
I
Hellstrom
know-
Industries did have some interesting things, but you probably wouldn't find any Hellstrom Industries stuff here.
Mm.
James, are there any windows on this side of the building?
No, it's a complete like concrete brick wall.
Can I hide on this corner? So if they throw something and someone does come out, like it could maybe get caught in a crossfire between us?
Yeah, I mean you can hide there, sure. I mean it's pretty dead quiet from where all of you are standing.
Yeah.
All right, so your goal is to throw something or
Well, can we see inside the glass? Is it a glass
So-
entrance door?
here there's like two little windows. So let me just I can try to illustrate here. So I just I don't know, that probably didn't show up very well. But there's two little windows I put here and here.
Yep.
They're glass. They're kind of fogged up. This door right here, though, is completely glass. And what you can see is kind of like a little lounge area where you would go into to say, wait till they did your admissions check or
Right.
grab a Coke or something.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm willing to hang out here for 5 minutes or so and just watch the building and see if, somebody moves across the line of view.
All right, everyone make me a notice roll.
Right.
Well, I got a one raise.
Oh, nice.
Mhm.
Oh, someone's eardrums popped. No,
You guys. Oh my God.
you don't quite hear anything. That's a critical failure, by the way. All right. So who got the raise? That was our Templar?
Yeah.
All right. So Calder, you hear like rustling inside the establishment, like someone's just like knocking things over trying to find stuff.
Oh, so there's some other people searching around there. So I will let everybody know that there is somebody in the building and they seem to be scrounging around in there.
Do you throw hand signals to Arbordine because she wouldn't be able to hear that discussion unless you yelled it?
At her at the front end of the car and go give her like a number 1 and then point to the building. So maybe she would get the hint that there's one person in there that I hear. All right. Well,
Maybe they're just a scrounger like us, and they have no interest in it.
we could take the keys out of their truck so they won't run off.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you what, let me go find out who they are.
Sure.
Okay.
I stand up and walk up to this door.
You walk over to okay.
Door.
It is it's kind of off its hinges, but it is open.
All right. Do I see the person scrounging around now that I'm standing
You
on the door?
hear them very closely, but you don't see them. They look like oh, let me actually show you what you see. That would help.
All right, so a little entry room. Do I hear them in this room somewhere?
No, they sound like they're beyond this little archway here.
Oh, in the back. All right, so I will gesture to them to move up behind me, and I will go in.
Okay. Yeah, you hear this crash. Rah, you hear a voice just going, "Me no find what looking for."
Mm.
We'll go to here.
Good grief.
And he yells something. He says, "Blarg, do you see anything?" From that angle, you can look in. Let me go ahead and reveal.
I will hold up a fist with 2 fingers in it now. So
So in the room, like basically trashing a desk, is a 7-foot tall, blue, muscular man. He has 2 arms growing out of one side of his body, and his back is kind of hunched. He is carrying an axe on his belt. He doesn't look like has any firearms, and he's just angrily looking. He actually even picks up. There's a laptop on the desk. He picks it up, looks at it, shakes it, and then smashes it on the ground because it's not something he's looking for.
and somebody in the party cries.
Well, it's just going to make your delusion be worse.
I would probably be like,
But you are not noticed. He's just too busy talking to himself.
and I throw my weapon.
And I'll look at her. I'll say, "Did he say troll?"
So did you say that out loud?
Oh,
Huh?
you're cutting out, Scott, a little bit.
Yeah.
How about now?
Yeah.
Hello?
I can hear you.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah,
did
this
say
is- Yeah, I did.
you did say that out loud?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Mhm.
It turns and kind of takes a step forward and looks at you and just says, "Me no troll.
Hmm.
Me Ock."
You are not a troll. What are you?
Mm. Part of gang, part of Umak's gang.
Umak.
Umak the leader. Where's Cowhead?
What are you doing here?
You see now coming out of this door another one of them. This one doesn't have 2 arms, but its head is growing off of its shoulder, and it's really bent over and has long claws. It doesn't have any sort of firearm. It just has like a spiked club on its belt.
We are
And,
looking for a safe place. Perhaps you have heard of it. It is called Buffalo Bills.
yes, that our town.
That's your town. Where you
We
stay.
take it. Do you come to take town too? That make you my enemy.
Not necessarily.
This one just kind of goes, "See how he tastes."
That would be a mistake.
Yeah.
He smiles and goes for his axe.
All right. I will hit him.
So I will give you a free action before I go to the cards.
All right, yeah, because I already have my sword out. I'm going to strike him.
Okay.
Get thee down. Two successes.
2 successes. Okay, so is that a raise or just 2 successes? Oh,
So
okay.
regular damage.
All right. So what was your success level?
I got a 5.
Okay, so that meets his parry. And that is so you hit him. So give me some damage to see if it gets past his toughness.
Hold on, strength is die 6. Plus 1 die 8. 7 points damage.
7 points of damage.
Does he have armor?
No, but he has very thick skin. So that is going to his toughness. That's going to go 1 to 2 over his toughness. He is shaken. So that means, and I'm not going to, actually I can burn a vigor for him. So I'll just do that. See if he can shrug it. If not, actually, yes, he can. So you slam into him. I mean, he's bleeding. And he just kind of stands there and goes, ow. All right. So we're going to go ahead and do some cards here.
Yeah. Isn't this always how it goes when we send Brother Calder to meet people?
This is not a person. It's a troll.
Oh, okay. I stand corrected. I see my mistake.
All right. So my muties both go on the same. So we're at aces, kings, queens, jacks.
Yeah.
I got a queen.
Okay.
I got it.
Okay, so do we have 2 people on queens? Go for it.
I'm a jack, just so you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I
okay.
will come in here. Haste, that's how much I can move. So I can move 2 squares.
Yeah, you can move 2 squares. You can go ahead and push it to 4 squares, but then you're going to be at a -2 to anything you do.
I will hang out here and hold my action. I have a hatchet that I can defend myself with if they attack me.
Okay, awesome. So you're basically holding your action in a way. All right, got it. All right, so we had another queen.
No, I called out because I had a jack.
Oh, okay. So I have a jack as well for the mutants, but I'll let the heroes go first. So
you said 2 squares without any penalty, but 4 you take a -1.
yeah.
Okay, so just because it's always interesting, I want to do 4 squares, and I'm wondering if I can do an athletics check to do a TJ Hooker slide to the other side of the desk.
Well, that would be a TJ Hooker walk through a wall.
Oh no, I'm thinking, I go from here 1, 2. Yeah, I'm sorry, from here 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a slide. That's like, oh, you can't see my guy until I drop him.
All right.
Yeah, there's also a wall there, Dave.
Oh, I thought this was
Doorway. There's a doorway.
Yeah, it's a doorway, which the Templar is in. So that's why I was going, oh.
Oh, okay.
You could Kool-Aid man it. I mean, that would be.
No, I'm not that. I thought it was open enough to get through. Okay.
One person to the wall.
So yeah, so he's so I will at least move up to the to this spot and try to get a good look at these mutants inside there that he's now battling.
Okay.
Take a beat on them, but that's 4 squares of movement.
Yep. So do you want to take an action or no?
Yeah, I'll take an action at a -2 and see if I can influence some technology in there, make something bad happen to him. So I'm going to try to do a bolt.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. Okay. Oh, my 8 exploded. So I assume I still get the explosion even though I got a -2?
Yeah, it still can explode. So go ahead and.
Oh, so I typed it all wrong. /R1D8. Yeah, build some. Okay, so it's gonna be a total of 9 -2, 7 is my result. That seems like it's good enough to hit.
Yeah, it's definitely good enough to hit. You're over what you need to hit. There's actually like stacks of oil cans on the wall if you want to use those to your advantage.
I would like to. Can I now? Do I qualify for the raise to get any better damage than just the 2?
Yeah, you actually get to roll an extra d6 damage.
Okay, great. So yeah, so I take out that little RC controller and I see something that was once electronic and it it zooms into the oil cans and knocks them over on top of them, hopefully doing a bunch of damage.
Okay.
Yeah. 6. Okay. All right, so a total of 7 points of damage to the mutie. Probably this one, I assume.
So okay, you're not attacking you're attacking the back one.
Which one is near? Yeah, which one's near the oil cans?
The one that's this one here is nearest the oil cans.
Okay, that'll definitely him then.
All right. He would be shaken because it basically the can slam into him.
Mm-hmm.
He still does get to make a vigor check.
Okay.
And definitely gets over. So yeah, these guys seem a little tough for opponents.
Tough. Okay.
You're knocking them around, but not particularly. They shake their heads and like, "Rah, what are you doing?"
Yeah.
All right, so it's their turn at Jax. He can't move into the room now. So I guess he's going to stand the door, and this guy is going to disappear.
Mm.
And he is going to take a good shot with the axes on his belly. He has it in his hand now, and slam it into Calder. So Calder, he is not a wild card, so it's. But he does. So what is your parry, Calder?
My parry's
5. All right. So he does manage to just hit you. So we'll see if he can get past your toughness with his damage, which isn't going to be very much. Oh, so 2 points. I'm sure that goes way under your toughness. It bounces off of whatever sort of armor you're wearing. So his hit was very ineffective.
So does armor add anything to your toughness?
Armor can. I believe it actually. Armor will give you like damage resistance.
Yeah, they have like +2.
So he does like 2 points to you. So at this point, you don't take anything. All right, and that was at Jax. So we're now at 10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
Yep. So I can move 2, but can I essentially, since I can't see anything from here, can I just essentially double move?
Yeah.
Take any other action?
Yeah, and then you take a -2 to the next action.
Even on my next turn, I would still take a -2 to an action?
Oh, and you're like after we draw cards again? No. But if you're doing something now, you can do it at -2.
Because I figure if I got here, I really had no idea what was going on, so I'm going to just like assess the situation.
All right.
And from here, I only see this one bad guy.
Yep.
Okay.
The only person that's seen the other one move away is Calder.
Is he still on the screen, or I heard you say he vanished? But did he like vanished?
He basically, well, you didn't see anything, but he went that way.
Oh, okay.
All right, and I think that was at we'll say 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Yeah, I'm sorry, 2.
Okay, 2.
I will swing at him again. So I got 6, and then I rolled a 4. So
Yep. So the 6, does that explode or no?
I rolled a 4 after that. So
Okay.
So
6 will hit.
Okay. So damage. He takes 7 points of damage.
7 points damage. Okay. Damn it.
Yeah. You guys are tough.
Shake it again.
You want to take another attack at a -2?
Sure. No.
Didn't make it?
No.
Okay. So that was a 2. We're at go ahead in a new round. So I'll deal 1 card to everybody. And look at your card.
Oh boy.
And anyone at aces.
I did ace.
I got ace too.
Oh, all right. So both of you get to go first.
I guess I'm club. I don't know what your ace is.
I got hearts.
Okay, so so I still only see one combatant. I didn't see that guy sneak around the corner. I kind of came up as just before his action. Any chance
Yeah.
I'm outside of it? Maybe with a notice or something.
I would say actually, since you're standing there, you would have seen him go into the back.
Okay, then yeah, I have a concern that he's trying to sneak around, so I'm going to move 1, 2 over behind Brother Calder, and take out my bang stick and be ready for him to come around the corner.
All right.
Mhm.
So
And I'll gesture silently, by the way, just to give them the option to do something.
1, 2. All right. So if I go 1, 2, then I want to drop an elemental manipulation here and shake the floor under the bad guy's body and try and knock him to the ground.
Okay.
So I guess I still roll to hit.
Yeah, you have to roll your witchcraft.
So, well, I got a 7.
Okay. And under that spell,
It says I do. It acts as a D6 strength. So should I just roll a D6?
it says X is D6 strength.
It acts as a D6 strength.
Okay, so basically roll a D6 and then you roll your strength die and add those two together.
Okay. Oh, my 4 explodes.
All right, so roll it again.
Oh, it exploded again.
Nice.
Keep rolling.
Mm.
All right, so that's 12, 13.
Ouch. So basically you caused this whole I'll just put the dead symbol on him. So your elemental control basically collapsed part of this wall onto him. Now granted it blocked the passage, but he's dead.
Mm.
Wait,
Yeah.
it blocked the passage. That's bad.
All right, and that was at 10, I believe, correct?
Mhm.
All right, so I need to
Those
make
were all at aces.
Oh, those are all at aces. Oh, wow. All right. And we have another ace, right?
Yep.
Wow.
All right.
Almost all the aces got used up.
All right.
So I can't make it through this hole then? No?
You could with like a climb roll or an athletics to hop over.
Yeah, I'll get athletics roll.
All right, give an athletics.
Yes.
Look at that.
All right, so move yourself as normal if it's on your turn. What's your?
I have an ace. So,
Oh, okay, yeah.
so I can move. You said 2?
2 or 4, and then after that the action would be.
Well,
Yep. So you can make it to there, and I will go ahead and reveal.
Mm-hmm.
So.
2 bad guys.
Nope. You see your muty friend who hasn't moved yet.
Okay. Can I do something in a minus?
Yeah, you can. Like after this, every action you take is just going to be a -2.
I'm going to cast my
Cumulative. So like the next one after that be -4, -6.
Well,
I 8 and I
Hey, Scott, I think you have your mic on in Roll20 and off in Roll Yard. I'm getting like a little echo, but
Yeah, and it's hard for me to hear you.
try turning it on in StreamYard and off in Roll20.
It's on StreamYard.
Oh, my thing just shows a little microphone with a line through it on StreamYard.
Yeah, you're muted on StreamYard.
Oh, is that better?
Oh, yeah.
That's 100% better.
I'm sorry.
That's
no
it.
problem.
1 times 8 plus 1 times 6. All right, let's see how this does. So I got 1 success. So
Oh.
the spike goes off. So it lasts for 5 rounds. It gives me a +2 for damage.
Okay. All right, so you're
So
doing
my
it.
sword glows with this bluish light.
All right, any other actions?
No.
Okay.
Wait.
All right, so that was all at aces. We're now at queens. We're at kings. I'm sorry, kings, queens, jack.
I'm a jack.
Okay.
I'm gonna move 1, 2. You said I can. Can I roll an athletics to get over the rubble?
At a -2, because if you've moved 4, you've moved 4 already, or just moved 2?
I just moved 2.
Okay, so yeah, so you can make an athletics. Nice. So roll that again.
Just one of them.
Yeah. All right, so got an 8. So yeah, you easily kind of hop over and finish your move.
Okay.
And it probably put you right behind the Templar.
Yeah.
And anything you try to do from here is just another -2.
Okay.
But you're good for your at right now?
Good for
Okay.
now.
All right. All right, that was at queen. Sorry, jacks. Anyone else at jacks? We're at 10s. The mutant real actually he's not particularly from where you're standing. He can't see you. You see him, and he's actually going to continue to move. And he disappears out the door. Which you assume is the garage.
I would probably say he ran into the garage.
All right, that was a 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. New round. Okay, do that, and do that, and deal. All right, so aces, kings, queen, jack. We're at 10.
10.
10.
Okay. I just want to straight out move for this round as much as I can because he yelled out he's going to the garage. So how many squares can I get if all I do is move in this action? Is it still 4?
I'll let you go 6 if you're just moving. That's it.
Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm coming up close to the garage. I'm certainly looking for what my options are for getting in. I heard you mention a garage door.
It's down, and there's 2 like garage windows that are fogged over.
Okay, but I'd have to raise the garage door to get in.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that'll be what I'll be spending my next round here.
All right. All right. So that was 10. We're at 9.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm still out this far. So when I hear him say ran in the garage, I'll probably do 1, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, about the same. Move 6.
Okay. And we are at that was at 9, 8, 7, 6. 6. You hear the garage door start to open as it's being opened manually.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's making a lot of noise too, but no one ever said mutants were bright.
Definitely not.
People open garage doors manually. How do you do that?
Basically, there's a crank on a chain that you just.
So we can hear that kind of crunkle, crinkle, crunkle, crinkle change.
And now you can see in there, and he's basically against this thing cranking the door up. It's about halfway up at this point, and that's his turn.
Can you just ping him? I can't see him.
Okay, he is standing right there.
Ah, there he is. Thanks.
All right, and that was a 6. We're at 5. We're at 4. We're at 3. 4. Okay.
Where am I? I'm going to double move it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's it. That's
He's letting us move 6 if that's the only thing we're doing.
okay. But if I move 6, I'm within range of him, and
Yeah.
You could move to here.
oh yeah, I can go here.
Which would actually, if you move over, well, actually, if you moved over to here, oops. Oh yeah, you can actually see him if you have something ranged. You can definitely hit him with it.
Hubcap.
Mm-hmm.
I could, or I could throw my hatchet at him.
Yep, you can throw your hatchet too.
No, I'll hold that unless he comes and attacks me.
Okay. All right, that was at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Are we a new round?
Yep.
All right. He will have the garage door open and be able to do a move action at this round. So, all right. So we're at aces. We're at
Right.
kings. We're at. Oh, wait, did I miss it? Are you at an ace or? Oh, okay.
There. It's 4.
All right.
And swing out.
Awesome.
She is 2d6. 1 success.
All right. What was the total score?
A 5.
Okay. Yeah, you got his toughness. So go ahead and do some damage.
And
I know his toughness is his parry.
I should have done a macro for damage.
Hmm.
1 die 8 plus 1 die. Come on, something exploded. Ooh, I did
yeah?
an explosion. Come on. /R 1 die 6. Another point. So I do 10 points of damage to him.
Nice.
His head comes off.
Woo. Wow. Look at that.
Wow.
Foul beast.
And yeah, so the garage door is halfway up. What you see in the garage is it looks like he was gathering things that could be used as weapons, oddly enough. So all over that garage floor are various crowbars and like jaws of life and things like that. And if you kind of now look in the back of the truck, some of that stuff's already back in there. So you're kind of assuming that they were collecting this sort of thing, because everything else that probably would have been worth to other people, like all that oil,
Yeah.
Yeah.
was just left there.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So we now have a vehicle at our option too. So
You do.
Look for the keys.
They're
Um,
probably in the ignition.
but
Yeah.
we might want to take some of
Yeah.
we might want to search the building. So
Yeah, some of that demolition type stuff might be necessary if we're going to a big complex.
Well, I want to take a can of oil.
we should take a few. It's probably
Yeah.
worth money.
there's multiple cans of oil. There's car parts. There's tires. There's tools.
We could put them in the back of the truck and take the
Yeah.
truck for now.
Yeah.
James,
Yes.
I would very much like to go and dig through the remains of that poor defenseless laptop,
Okay.
Yeah.
and I would like to take what I'm presuming is the solid state drive out of it
Okay.
Nice.
for
That's, yep.
trade.
Yeah, I mean, it's as well most laptops, you can easily like break the plastic pieces away and take the hard drive.
Are those actually cans of gasoline? Is there anything in them?
Yeah, actually the cans are empty. However,
Okay.
in the garage, there's a key rack, and one of them basically says gas, like gas
Pumps?
gas pumps. Yep.
Oh. Well, we should probably take the key and remember where this place is.
Oh, and the snack machine has all kinds of wonders from the past that are probably still good because
Yeah.
how
Twinkies.
bad can a bag of chips go?
All right, we should have a snack and
We
fill a
should.
bag with candy bars.
Why don't we take a short break, catch our breath, and then proceed on? It'll benefit
Yep.
us in the long run.
And we might find some other stuff if we search around and hear some more.
Yeah.
I am taking a crowbar for myself.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take a crowbar too.
Are there any like large ball peen hammers or anything like that?
Yeah, there's a full. I mean, there's like this is a mechanic shop, so
Yeah,
anything
I'll
that-
probably take a couple ball peen hammers and tuck them through my belt. They're
Mhm.
good throwing weapons.
if you search the building while you're kind of just relaxing, I'll show
Yeah.
this other part here.
Sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Please.
Oh wow.
So there's actually a really nice looking car that looks like it was being worked on or finished basically
Yeah.
when the apocalypse happened.
So it's in good shape.
It's in very good shape.
So
Mhm.
we could come back and get that.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll take what we need to break in or scavenge in the
Yeah.
in the casino, and then mark this off the map. I'll take the map out that we took, and I'll put a mark on it.
Yeah, it's called Z's Gas. ZEE.
Is this an office area?
Yes, it is.
I'm going to look and see if by any chance there is some money.
Yeah, there's that. Well, there's a safe.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, there's a safe.
I would very much like to scrounge around for anything else that might be of worth.
Okay, so go ahead and make your scrounging roll.
Nice.
Mm.
And 8 explodes.
Yep. So go ahead and roll that again.
Nice. 14's great.
All
Plus
right.
2.
16, 18, 19, 20. Wow, nice.
Yep, I get a +2 to that too. So yeah.
So basically, as you're scrounging around, you find a hidden wall,
Ah.
Oh,
and if you open, so apparently the person was who owned this gas station was sort of either a survivalist or a gun nut.
Mm.
oh.
But you will find. Let's see. I'll roll here to make sure I'm not going too crazy.
Yeah.
So you actually find you find 5 grenades,
Wow.
Wow.
and you find a couple of hunting rifles.
Mm-hmm.
I will take 2 grenades, distribute the rest to my compatriots.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
And you said a hunting rifle?
There are 2
Ooh.
hunting rifles.
Sweet. Who
Is
wants
there
some
ammo?
rifles?
There's at least like a box of ammo. So you have 50 ammo amongst all of you.
So is there a shooting skill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't even have a shooting skill, so someone with a shooting skill should take the other one.
I'll
Yeah.
take a rifle. I'm not a fan of them, but I have a 6 in shooting. skill,
Okay.
so.
Whoever wants the other rifle, please do.
Dave, do you have shooting skill?
I have no skill of shooting, as you can see.
Then I will keep the rifle for trade.
All right. The rifles are 5.56 millimeter.
Yep.
They have a max range of 96. We're not really doing too much at range on this one, but they can
Yeah.
go pretty far. And they do 2d8 damage.
Nice.
Rate of fire is 1.
Rate of fire is actually on these 4.
4. Wow.
Yes.
And they're So shots for, and what are this? What's the magazine hole?
Yeah, that's what I was about to. I closed the book and I was like, oh, I should just sign out with the magazine. The magazine actually on this one holds 30 shots.
So this is like an AK kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking like single shot hunting rifle. All right, this is a machine gun. All right, cool.
Can you give me a worth on that?
What's that?
Can you give me a worth on that? What the cost is?
Like how much if you could sell it?
Mm-hmm.
It's worth about 200.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And in a
Yeah.
pinch, we could try shooting, but I wouldn't want anybody to.
Yeah, you can actually default. You would roll your agility and -2 off that roll.
Huh.
You still got the wild die, but you
Sure.
know.
Yeah. So yeah. I'll carry it for now if we need it. Otherwise, feel free to trade it. I don't have a lot of use out of it.
All right.
Nice
so,
weapon.
so it is now like 3 o'clock ish in the afternoon for the game time. And you've had some rest looking around, eating like old Cheetos and things like that.
So how many PowerPoints come back?
I'll say that everyone will gain. That's you can get it. Everyone who used a PowerPoint can gain 1 back.
Okay.
Okay.
And so down the road is what appears to be 2 giant cowboys sticking out of the sun or out of the horizon.
All right, so I'm just gonna check this pickup out front, see if there's a set of keys in it.
It's hot wired with kind of like a button. So yeah, it's just like,
Anything hidden under the seats?
no.
Okay.
It smells really bad though because you have mutants driving it, but you know.
They're trolls. So.
Okay. So at least we have some transportation. We don't have to walk too much further.
But we can see this place from here, right?
You can see the top of what appears to be like 2 ginormous road signs that look like cowboys, but you kind of have a feeling it's down that road.
Estimate how far?
It is probably less than like a quarter of a mile.
Oh, it's really close. Okay.
James,
Yes.
did you tell us what type of grenades these were?
They are frag grenades.
Frag, okay.
I see a listing for modern. I assume that's pretty much what we're talking about. Yes. MK67 modern grenades.
What's it do for damage, Dave?
3d6 according to the book. 5,
And-
10, 20 range.
Thanks.
Yep.
And medium blast radius.
Yep. I have the templates in here when we need them. So
Oh, cool. Awesome.
Okay.
Do you mind repeating what the rifle is? I didn't note down the damage in case I do pick it up and try to use it.
it's 2d8.
Oh, 2d8. Okay, thank you.
All right. So are you going to take the truck down the road?
Yeah.
All right.
Should we or should we walk? If they see the truck coming back, obviously you said that that's their place of their den. Yeah, there must be more of them there.
Oh, maybe they'll think we're them.
They
Well,
might
they
think
will.
it's them coming back.
Hmm.
All right. We'll take the truck. I'll drive the truck back.
Okay. Ooh. Before
Somebody, a couple people gonna have to sit in the back. So
Yeah, I'll sit in the back.
we go, what's in the kiosk?
That's it's basically like there's cigarettes, there's some gum.
I'd probably take a couple packs of cigarettes if there's some.
Oh yeah, there's cartons. This would be where like you would stop and pay for your gas, get your cigarettes.
I'll fill a bag with cigarettes.
Okay.
Cards with packs of cigarettes because I could sell them.
Perfect. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I
All right.
smoke, so
So you're gonna walk it, or are you going to?
I'm gonna take the vehicle. That is the consensus.
Okay.
Vehicle.
All right. So vehicle runs. It's a little shoddy. The engine misses, but you get it going down as you turn down the road. As you start declining. So yes, it is in a valley, and those 2 cowboys are at least 2 stories high.
Okay.
But the building itself for the casino is 1 story. It's in pretty disarray, so pieces of it are falling off, and there's a bunch of smaller buildings around it.
Okay.
So are you driving again, Calder, or no?
Yeah, I would assume I am.
Yeah.
Is there any signs of light coming from it?
There is,
Fire or anything like that?
there you see smoke, so probably there are fires nearby. And as you kind of go into the city or into that area proper, you can see more like dirty pickup trucks and other assorted things. So that's probably a good sign that there are more mutants there. But you actually do see a Jeep too, which looks out of place.
Oh.
So there seems to be a concentration of other vehicles in one particular area.
As
Trying to get a
scattered,
picture of this in my head. So.
all right. So basically, as you get closer to the main casino, like the parking lot has other trucks and beaten up cars, but you do actually see a very nice looking Jeep, which in that same mass of cars, that looks completely out of place because mutants don't tend to drive nice things.
Yeah. Maybe
So
maybe another band from the town. From
I'm gonna pull around. Maybe there's a loading dock behind the place.
Yep. So what I want you to do is I need you to make me a driving roll because as you're kind of looking towards the parking lot, you now notice that there is a body in the street.
Okay, I made it. It's actually I got a raise. I rolled 4 again, so I got a total of one raise. So.
Nice.
Okay. So you managed
And
to,
one other success. So
you managed to slam on the brakes to avoid what looks like a child and like a feral child in rags
Okay.
lying on the street.
Whoa.
Well, I am forced by duty. I stopped the car and stopped the truck, and I look around a little bit. Then I climb out of the truck.
Okay.
Okay, I'll take that rifle we just scavenged and I'll raise it up and look warily around. This really looks like a trap.
And
So far, you're in amongst a bunch of broken buildings, all like first story. So this would have been like the part of the casino where it had the outside candy store and restaurants, or
like a mall, like a little outside mall kind of area.
Yep.
All right. Well, I go over to the child.
Okay. He's kind of making whimpering noises like he's injured. As you're looking around with the rifle, you don't see much, and as soon as you kind of get close to the child, it opens its eyes and yells. And on the sides of the buildings, you start to see more of these feral-looking children step out with various like slingshots and sticks. They don't look. I mean, honestly, they don't look all that threatening, but there are a lot of them.
Yeah, I pull out a candy bar that I just took out of that machine.
I let out a stream of expletives, after which I say kids.
And I hand him the candy bar.
All right. So he trying to look as mean as
I'm
possible,
gonna try
growling at
persuasion,
you.
I guess.
He grabs that candy bar and just starts fanatically eating, like he's just gulping it down as the other children kind of lower their weapons a little bit and start getting closer to look. There's probably 8 of them. It's not like there's an army or anything.
So we did rummage through the machine. Do I have enough candy bars for all of them?
Yeah.
I hand them all a candy bar. If you want, I have a persuasion roll I can give you.
No, actually, they don't seem very hostile towards you. It doesn't really seem like an attitude you have to change now that you've all given them candy.
Well, that's much better.
And one of them kind of comes up to you and says, they take our home.
Well, we're planning on getting it back.
You're talking the mutants. The mutants took you home?
They're
Big,
in there.
big, ugly, and then those in shiny clothes.
Armor. Maybe they're in armor.
Yeah, I know. And I'll point to that sheep. I'll say, do they come in that?
If you point down the street, yeah, there were many. he holds up his hands like he's trying to count, and he says, they kill elders. They kill elder. We all lived in, and he points towards the casino, and he
Yeah.
said they came in, and he shakes his, he goes, 15 sons. 15 sons, they came, killed elders, and using
that long
some of
ago.
us, and he points, when he says us, he points to himself and points to the other children,
Yeah.
and he says the ugly ones use us as labor.
What do they have you doing?
They having us go through the sacred shops, or the sacred alcoves, and take the stuff out that the gods had placed there for us.
So they got here 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
Nice.
They've held up. There are 5 big ones. One wears a cow on his head,
Yeah.
and there are 3 of the shiny ones.
Robots.
So what would you do if you weren't doing this? I mean, it doesn't sound so horrible. You just go to places and bring stuff to the big guys.
You speak against the gods. The gods put stuff in those. We are the protector of the gods' things. So when the gods come back to them, like the box-headed god with the smiley face on it, and it kind of has a weird, he's describing the apple, the Macintosh symbol.
Mhm.
And then there's a king. He has a big beard, and he wears a spotted cloak, and he holds a sacred round disc in his hand that has
Burger King.
Yeah. Yes, the sacred disc. The sacred disc of taste.
They take all of it,
Mm.
or they're trying to, and they're using us to basically defile our gods' alcoves.
No, it is wrong. No one should be anyone's slave.
Yeah.
Well, you know a way in? Will they not see us get in?
Yeah.
They all live in the area that has the flat ground. They sleep in there and live in there. We show you.
Mm-hmm.
You show us. You bring us.
All right. So I won't I won't call them cannon fodder, but you have basically like 8 extras with you that you can maneuver around
Mm-hmm.
thematically, just if you need them.
Okay.
But do you walk over to the mall or the casino?
Well, whichever way they want to take us, we'll
Yeah, whichever way
stealthily,
is best.
Okay, yeah, they'll walk you around to the side where there's another like little mini mall on the side of things. It's all darkened glass, so you can't really see inside. But I'll say that Benjamin, you know that from your history that they don't usually let you see out of casinos either.
Sure. Yeah. They try to keep you from even knowing the rest of the world is there.
Yep. So you have a feeling that you're fine, just kind of moving around that way.
Mm-hmm.
So, what was I going to say? So anyway, they sneak you in through what appears to be something that says Starbucks, and in there's like these shiny metal machines.
Yeah.
On there, you would all know that during the days they would make a dark drink out of beans out of this, and it was really popular. There's cups around. There's a freezer unit with things in there that have turned green and moldy.
Yeah.
There's bags of things called coffee on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you guys all know what coffee is.
I
but-
know what coffee is.
Yeah.
I was alive before. I'll take a bag of coffee.
Oh, a bag of coffee beans would be extremely valuable. It's got to be.
So, and then there's an archway that goes into the casino proper, and once you look out, you can see all the like slot machines and everything like that out there, and they go beyond that archway and start leading you around. They take you kind of in a circle. So if you've ever kind of been in, we'll say Mohegan Sun, where you kind of walk in that weird circle around the casino, you're kind of going that way. It's only 1 story, so there's no second levels. Although you kind of see there's areas with mirrors that might be a boss pit somehow. or cameras. And then you get to another mall area and they stop you. And you can see it's almost like it's a food court, and then right next to the food court is like a mattress place.
Mhm.
You know,
A mattress store?
huh?
I just thought a mattress store is kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a mattress store, and outside there are two men in armor, and they go the shiny ones.
Are we talking modern armor or talking like reproduction old armor?
They're wearing body armor.
Body armor. Okay.
So modern body armor.
Mm.
They have full suits with headpieces as well.
They do have full suits with headpieces.
And I assume they're armed with some sort of bad-looking machine gun type thing.
They have they basically have hand cannons.
Mm-hmm.
But a pistol kind of thing, right?
But they're not standing guard per se, because why would they? They're just kind of out front pretending to be guards in a sense and talking to each other.
I see.
All right.
I would like
Right.
to kneel, kind of crouch down, and talk to the child that's closest to me
Uh-huh.
in very hushed tones, very gently asking the child, do they ever take their hats off?
Yeah, they do. Only when they're out on patrol or guard duty they have them on.
Okay. Where do they rest?
They live in this alcove where the gods allowed the holy ones to sleep in comfort.
Oh, the mattress shop.
Thank you.
So
I
they're
stand
standing
up.
outside
Yeah.
the mattress shop.
Yeah, so I didn't have a mall map, so basically consider this like the outside of the mall, and the blackened area is the mattress shop.
Mm-hmm.
And the two guys are standing outside?
Yep, so let me go ahead and put them out there. Oops, let me actually do that so I can grab them. So you can see one is there, and the other one is
Oh, I see him.
over there. And you can, and I'll just show you where the entrance is right there.
So
Okay.
there's one right in front of the entrance, and where's the other one? I don't see him.
Off to the side.
Yeah.
Oh, now I see him. Okay, thank you. So what if we had the children tell them that they found something and see if they'll lead them away?
Good idea.
Or one of them at least.
You want to send one of the children up? What if he takes them? We're going to have to do a frontal assault, aren't we?
Well, yes.
Yeah.
But I'm saying if the children go and say we found something and lead one of them over here,
Something that's too
ambush them. Say that it's too heavy for them to move. They found
Right.
whatever.
or too big for them to move, maybe. They just need help.
What? Yeah, you're looking to draw them out. What if we have the children rush by and shout out that they saw a stranger so they don't have to go within arm's reach?
Or that too.
Yeah. I'm just a little worried about the
Well,
children.
ask the children what. So they make you do things, so you know you're familiar with these two.
Yes, they are. What that he points out to this one here, and said that's the one who barks all the orders.
Hmm.
Well, good.
And-
And you, what if you told him that you found something and you lured him away from the building, and we could ambush him?
They say, yeah, we can do that.
Okay, good.
So
So
show
where
me.
can we set up a place to ambush them where it's
Yeah,
going to
go
be
ahead
good for
and
us,
set it
where we
up.
have cover? Maybe not. Maybe a little further off the map.
Back inside the Starbucks, we can hide behind the counter.
Yeah, can we use the Starbucks as cover?
Yeah, you can actually we'll just say the Starbucks is kind of over here.
Alright, so I'm just saying, so we all get some cover and then we can attack them when they come in. Or we're hoping maybe one, but if both of them come, don't forget we have hand grenades. So,
We do, yeah.
although a hand grenade will definitely be heard other places.
Yeah.
This a good rifle shot might not be. We don't know. So, or a pistol shot.
Mhm.
I have a crossbow, so I'm going to use that. So
Yeah.
it's quiet. So
All right, so you're gonna basically you want
we
to
want to try to ambush them.
okay. So if you want to move yourself over on the map, like where I showed you, kind of over here.
Yeah. Everybody get in like a corner and try the kids to run them in the middle, and then the kids can say it's right there, and then we'll attack them.
Mhm.
So
They're missing somebody.
Yeah, it's me. Where I didn't see where James is pinging. Do you mind pinging again? Because I was zoomed in.
Up here, top.
Okay, let me roll. Ah, okay. Totally wrong direction. There we go.
all right.
Keep going, Dave.
Yep, I know.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead here and
James, don't you love when the players say, that's a nice map, but give us a different one?
No plan survives contact with the enemy.
Yeah.
So
all right. So at least one of the children succeeds.
that was all the kids rolling.
Oh,
So each of them were trying some clever thing that was failing, like the alcove is on fire. It's like, no, it's not. We would have seen that. And then one of them just says, no, there are people breaking in. You have to come. And at that, they move. So I will just put them here for now.
these children are terrible liars.
Okay. These children are terrible liars.
Yeah,
Unlike most children.
I know, yeah. I guess they're just not that age.
Yeah, the one who was talking about the fire was like going, hey, can't you see I'm on fire? I'm burning.
Well, all right.
I'm burning too.
I
Expletive.
kind of wanted them more like in like where we could all get like a surprise attack.
Sure, that's fine. I'll just wherever you want them. Let me know. Is that like right there?
Yeah, but can we move ourselves so like the other people are not behind the building thing?
What are you thinking of, Sky? You're thinking of
Well, I'm thinking everybody gets a surprise attack, and we might we'll put one of them down before the other one even gets a
you're
shot.
talking us to be within line of sight of them. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, cool.
So right now you're in the Starbucks. They're just walking this way.
Okay. So while they're walking this way, I cast Smite on my crossbow.
Mm-hmm.
There, we'll say there's the line for the Starbucks. I just drew a
Faith
little
is
color thing there.
Tide 8.
Yay.
My smite definitely went off, and
Okay.
it exploded.
So, James, I'd like to do one smart thing. Right at the entrance where you come into the Starbucks, I want to dump out a bunch of those coffee bean bags to create an unsteady ground in that area. And then,
Like where you come in.
yeah, where they come in, where they would come in, to maybe put them off balance a little bit.
All right.
Beans, not the beans.
Yeah,
Sacrilege.
it's a huge sacrifice, I know.
Everyone does get a free action because they have no idea. I mean, there is a kid with them who is walking along, but I'm just going to say that they're non-combatants, so
Sure.
they'd run if you're going to throw a grenade or move out of the way if you shoot.
Okay. So I will. Well, you guys want me to start? I already rolled my smite. I will attack with my crossbow.
All right, which one? The leader or the
leader guy? Which one is that? The right or the left?
The leader one is this one right here.
Okay, so that's the one I'm shooting at. So, shooting 9-6, 2-6. Can I get a Benny? Use a Benny? I missed. I'm gonna use a Benny.
Yep, you can use a Benny.
Reroll. I need this. Come on. Give me something good. That's much better. That hits. I got a 5.
Okay.
So he hits, and he's gonna take crossbow. Does it's gonna be 2d6 plus 2. Roll 2d6 plus 2. Oh, wow. Definitely should have done macros for damage. A little bit easier. 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage, which goes to a toughness that is 3 over. So he is shaken. So he will get a vigor roll.
All right.
What is his vigor? Okay, his vigor's not as hefty, but we will see. No, so he is basically can only do a free action or move on when we roll initiative. He does get another vigor roll then, but for now he is shaken, and you guys pretty much we haven't even started combat yet. So
Yep, and 3 other people get a turn, right?
yep. So next up,
Concentrate fire on the same one.
Yeah. So I'm going to try to use my bolt power and take out that RC controller, and I'm going to try to drive one of those little carts that you can rent if you're a really fat guy, and ram it into him.
All right.
Love it. That's awesome.
Let's see how that goes.
What spell
Okay,
is that?
6 explode.
Holy shit! Nice.
Yeah. So roll again.
Oh,
Ooh, roll again.
Wow.
Wow.
and 1. So that's 12, 13. Lucky
13. So how many? Let's see. So 9.
1, 2.
So 9 would be the first raise, and
Yeah.
then after that would be 13. And how many did you do?
How many? You mean how many raises? How many?
What's your total?
Oh, my total is 13.
Then yeah, you got 2 raises, so add 2d6 to that roll.
Oh, nice. So that's a 46.
Dude, if you kill the merc leader with a frickin' like cart,
With
He
a,
rides him over with a cart and he dies. Come on, big numbers.
do I reroll
7
that 6?
17.
yeah, reroll it.
Wow.
I don't know how a card can kill somebody, but that's 17, 18 total damage.
So what's your,
Wow.
how many points over? I mean, how many points?
18 total.
18. So minus 9, it's that's 13. Hold on, I'm looking at my little chart
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
So he's already taken a wound, and then
And he's
over
shaken.
additional wound. So he's actually taken. He's still up,
Oh, yeah.
but you basically.
So maybe the battery overloaded and exploded.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. You slammed him, and you heard like bone crunch,
Mhm.
and he screamed. But yeah, he is very injured.
Wow.
Super minuses. So that was actually a really good roll, by the way.
I know, that's pretty amazing.
Nice.
And there's still 2 people left who haven't acted.
Yeah, this really sucks for him. Bad day.
Well, I'm going to shoot bees at him.
Okay. Well, your wild die still hits.
I got a 4. So bees.
Jeez. Nice.
Whoops.
Ouch.
Uh-oh.
Roll those
Oh.
again.
Holy crap.
Mm,
And you roll each one of them again, right?
Yeah, you roll both of them again.
ridiculous, but yes.
He swallows all the bees and dies.
So how this goes down is the cart basically knocks him from the back and breaks his legs. As he's flipping through the air, bees fly into his mouth and make his head explode.
Oh, it's horrific. I love it.
If I was the other guy, I'd be like, no way.
I surrender.
And we have one more person who hasn't acted, which is Scrat. So you just seen something so horrific that it would be probably in a horror movie,
Yeah.
but so Scrat, you have an action. Do you want to do anything? Your free action? Do we still have Kathy?
I don't know.
Well, there's really nothing that nothing I want to do at the moment.
Okay, there's one left. Let me put a
Oh, there's one
Dead.
left.
yeah.
Mm,
So you actually took out the Merc leader, which is pretty impressive, all on like a surprise action.
Mm.
3. That's not close enough. Sure. I'll throw a hubcap at him.
Okay. With your guys' luck, this is, I'm sure that
Like slice through his carotid.
Killed by a hubcap.
And we're doing that as an athletics, right?
we're doing that as a shooting or throwing. I told you to put a D4 in one of those.
Right. Let's see.
You hit.
I hit him,
Yep.
and that's my strength.
It's 9 points.
Nice.
Nice.
9 damage.
9 points of damage, and
Great
he is
damage.
just an extra, so that goes 4 over that's a raise. Actually, it's not a raise. It's just so 9 points. So I'm just trying to do the math in my head here. That actually goes over 4, which is wound and shaken, and since he is an extra, yeah,
He dies.
yep. So that was a very interesting surprise round.
Mm. Yeah.
Surprising.
The children are look
Awesome.
horrified. They're just like standing around with their little mouths hanging
They're
open.
like, we were gonna like shake them down. They would have eaten us.
So, kids,
I reload my crossbow.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I even as a game master, I'm just sitting there going, "Whoa."
Well, that's the power of Savage World. You never know how it's going to go with the explosion.
Well, surprise is huge in games like this. If you get an attack where they don't know you're coming, that's a huge plus. So
All right. So where to?
we'll go check out the store, right? That's the goal, right?
Yeah.
That's where they sleep. So
yeah, go check out the Apple Store.
yeah,
Yeah.
but let's make sure there's none left behind us.
Yeah. We'll check that out. Yeah. Well, be cautious because they might be in there and sleeping and on shift
Oh,
rotation.
can we search this, guys? What do they have for stuff?
They
Yeah.
have.
I'm not super worried about it. We'll just like throw some more hubcaps and bees at them, and that'll take care of that.
And those little battery carts that only go 3 miles an hour.
Yeah.
We all have one of those, we'd be invincible. So
Remember, in 2055, they soup them up. So,
we'd be the cart gang.
yeah.
You could all ride those on the highway.
You kind of be like Shriners. You just be like,
Oh my god, that's funny. I want a hat.
So what do these guys have on them that we can steal?
they're wearing body armor.
Okay.
Well,
fun.
body armor is worth a lot of money, so we'll
Yeah,
just strip it
and-
off of them. So
And they're carrying Ruger Redhawks.
that's a nice pistol.
It does 2d6 plus 1.
Isn't there there's a couple people without a gun, right? You want a pistol?
Not me. I already got my ranged spatula.
All right. You mean do you want a pistol as backup? No?
I don't have shooting skill, so
Oh, all right.
Yeah. That's the reason I don't have
I'll
it.
take-
How about Scratch? How about you? Do you want a pistol?
Oh, I'll take one. I'll take
All right,
pistol.
we'll throw the other one in the loot pile. So
Taking a Ruger.
I'm sure it's worth some money. Probably $1.50.
Yeah.
So
All right, so you're off to the mattress store.
Yeah, we'll go check out the mattress store.
Okay.
Let's see here.
Is it a Casper mattress?
I was gonna ask that.
Is it a Casper? You said.
Or maybe
Right.
Or is it, what do you call that? Number bed?
Yeah, it's a number bed. How's that?
Yeah, the numbers are up to 4,000 now. Though.
So, Calder, as you
Yeah.
kind of peek in,
Yeah. Oh, there's a guy.
yep, you see one of the mutants. He's actually over there.
A little bit. I don't want him to see me.
He's sitting at one of the desks. You know, it was a sales desk at one time.
Okay.
Now he's just kind of sitting there. He's looking at a calculator, trying to figure out how it works.
Wow.
I'm sure somebody I know would love that thing.
Yeah.
I'm not very stealthy.
Mm. What are you thinking of doing, Brother Calder?
I was kind of thinking that you could sneak up behind him and stab him in the head.
Yeah.
Is he wearing body armor as well?
No, he's not. Doesn't even have like a firearm. He's got like
Hmm.
like a big stick with nails in it.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna try to. I still have my my thing lasts 5 rounds, so it's still running.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to shoot him with my crossbow. I think from behind, from right over here.
Okay.
Can I try that?
What's
the
your range
doorway?
on your? Well, yeah, I'm gonna
Range on
say,
the crossbow is pretty good. Crossbow. Max range is 60. 15 is short.
Hmm.
so,
15, 30, 60. What is he, about 25 feet?
he's about medium range. So,
All right, so what's the minus for medium?
it's just -1.
All right, I'm going to try. Is
Yeah.
that all right with everybody?
Yeah. I can get him silent.
It's a quiet weapon, so that's
Yeah.
the nice thing about it.
A lot better than me sneaking up and trying to stab him in the
All right,
back.
hold on. Dice 6. All right, you ready? 1, 2, 3. I got a hit.
Hmm.
4.
All right. Yeah, he's not paying attention. Otherwise, it would go off of his.
His parry.
Yeah, it's parry. Well, actually, no, it's a range. So no, never mind. A forward hit.
Hmm.
Sorry, brain lock.
Okay,
So, yep.
so image. So I got a plus because of the. Hold on a second. I really should have done one of these. 2 dice 6 plus 2. Come on, baby. Give me some big numbers. That was an error. Uh, 11 points of damage.
Ouch. All right, so that is going to go over his. So minus. So you did 7. You said
11.
11.
11.
All right, so that brings it down to 10 because of his internal toughness. And that's going to be 4 over, which is going to be one wound and 1 shaken, but he is basically an extra. So
Oh, crossbow in the back of the head. He's dead.
he is down.
Nice.
Okay.
All right. I'll give Evan the thumbs up and move into the building.
I'm going to go running in and jump on a mattress.
Well, there might be more in there.
Well, there might be.
Yeah, but it's worth it to be on a mattress.
That's
I'm
right.
just going to come inside and start looking around.
And
Another guy right there.
And actually, now it's my turn to do some surprise stuff. As
Nice.
you step in and you see this giant mutant who's wearing a cow skull strapped to his head.
A Minotaur! Kill it!
Oh, ugly.
And he basically brings his hands together and you see nasty like ghost rock radiation form around his fingers.
oh,
and he claps his hands together and he sings a magic song. No, he doesn't do that.
He's happy and he knows it.
Yep.
Phenomena. Bum, ba, da, da.
Oh, why is this? Oh,
Is it
'cause-
a template?
do.
Oh man.
Yeah, he's gonna get me.
Yeah, but he's not going to be able to get anyone else.
Uh,
So,
They're much better for everyone else. So it's all good.
so this burning radiation just kind of fills the air,
Oh, awesome.
and so let's see if he can actually hit you first. He gets to roll that.
Oh,
God,
one.
hold on, he's a wild card. Damn it! Oops.
Another one. Oh my God! You know how many times you rolled ones today? Wow.
So anyway,
So nothing happens. It's kind
It's
of like
act-
a wah wah.
it's actually a critical failure.
Oh, does it envelop him?
No, he is going to be shaken. I have one more token left. I'm going to spend it to take that away. So all I'm out of bennies. However, the radiation basically catches this area here, like where the thing is, on
mhm.
fire.
Oh,
So everything's on fire in front of me now.
Yeah.
Okay, but I didn't get hurt.
No. And
So
I
I-
guess let's go to cards.
okay.
This is the final boss battle, so we will. All right, all players, and we'll go.
James, can I ask a question?
Sure.
Is there a wall to his right and my left there, or is that just the fog of war? Is not? I can't see in there.
I'll spread out the fog of war a little more.
I'm just curious because I wanted to like run in. Okay. So I get it now.
And behind him too, there's. This is not chips; they're pillows. That's
Those
the
like
pillow.
bags of potato chips. Potato chip shaped pillows.
They're pillows.
Yay, pillows.
They're potato chip pillows. It was a big thing back in like.
2066.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone had a pillow that looked like
Yeah,
potato
right,
chips.
when you put your head down.
All right, so let's look at our card and ooh,
What I get?
Wait, did you? Never mind.
Did you give us more than one card? I have 5.
well you do, but the latest card that was drawn.
Hmm.
Okay, the last card.
Yeah.
But I don't remember seeing the 10. And now I have a 10 and a 5.
Well, you should have 3 across the top and 2 under that, and the one to the right is your newest card.
Okay. All right.
Because we didn't draw a Joker yet, so we don't need to reshuffle the deck.
Yeah, I just find it weird. I don't remember getting a 10. Okay.
All right. So we're at aces, which I actually have.
Oh,
I have the ace of spades.
okay.
So I am going to act first. What is Zog going to do here? This is on fire, so he can't really run forward very much.
What's on fire? Where's on fire?
Here I will draw something just to kind of show fire. Let's see.
Fire.
That's fire.
Okay.
All right. So Zog is going to move here off screen. Move my other people. And all right. So on this turn, the Templar, who seems to be everyone's favorite target,
Mm-hmm.
There's a mutant over here who actually is carrying a pistol.
Okay.
Fires on you. But, you know, my current luck, he'll probably roll 2 1s and shoot himself, or...
Watch this would be like 2 hits.
You know, I give up.
Wow! Oh my God! Talk
They all
about
throw
bad luck.
themselves in the fire.
They give up.
You know what?
We surrender.
He's gonna take an extra shot. All right, so that's a little better. So he does hit. Now he's gonna roll damage to see if he gets over your toughness.
Toughness is 5.
All right. So all right, so that's 6. So it goes over 1. You are shaken. You can either spend a Benny to lose that, or wait to the next your turn and roll a vigor.
I'll spend the Benny.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. That is.
And did I take any damage?
Actually, no. It didn't take a wound at all.
Oh, okay.
You were just shaken, and now you're not
All right.
shaken.
I also have armor, so
Yeah. All right. So that was at ace. My aces just sucked. All right. We're now at king. We're now at queen. We're now at jack. We're now at 10. We're now at 8. Sorry, 9. 8.
8 is someone else has
Yep.
Go ahead.
James, from where I am right now,
Uh-huh.
can I see over this red thing, or no? I can't see.
No, it's a wall. Oh, it's fire, but on the other side of fire, you can see a wall, so you can't see the one who shot the Templar.
All right. So
You can move, though. So, like, if you moved here,
yeah,
you would be able to see him.
I will move here, and I will. Well, since we're in a fire mood, I'm gonna shoot a blast of fire and spread the existing flame into that room.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Page 127.
so much for the pillows.
Well, you're shooting it into this room here, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So you just gotta make your witchcraft, and then
Yeah, it's just there's said something like. All right, so. Boing.
that'll make it.
Nice.
But it said on page 127 something about spreading fire. If a flammable target is hit by fire on a 6, the target catches fire, very flammable. There's already some fire there, cause damage. All right, so what do you want me to do?
Do the damage that the elemental thing would do, and then I'll take it from there.
Okay. Strength damage. So if it's strength damage, I just roll a d4.
Yes.
Trace.
All right. So it's not enough to catch him, but oops, let me change the color here. However, it is enough to just catch this area and block him off with fire. All right. That was I'm sorry, that was 10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
But there's someone else on.
Yeah, I had an 8 as well.
Okay.
So the fire kind of cut him off, and I'm looking at our at Brother Calder, and he seems to be attracting all the attention. So I'm going to use my protection psionic ability. I want to overcharge it looks like I can spend an extra power point to get an additional recipient
Yeah.
and an extra power point to get more armor. That'd be 3 total to use it. That basically gives an extra bump if I get a good successful roll.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm going to make my Sonics roll. 6. Okay, let's hope it works. Okay, oh, just enough to get a success. So,
Yep.
so I take out a can of non-stick spray. And I charge it with sonic energy, and then I spray it in the air like bug spray.
Okay.
And the cloud covers the both of us
Okay.
and gives us an extra 2 points of armor.
Nice.
Slick. That was very slick.
Yeah, you are very slick right now. Nothing will stick to you.
I can slide right by.
Yeah.
All right. So that was at 8. We're at 7.
I'm 7.
Okay.
So I'm gonna. Where am I? I'm gonna move 1. Can I see that guy yet?
The one in the room with the fire?
Correct.
Yeah. I mean, he's doing nothing but standing there kind of looking at the place burn. He's not
All right.
to move yet.
I would like to shoot him
All right.
with my brand new Ruger.
All right.
you go.
So how this works if you do you have shooting? No.
You told me to throw a D4 into it.
Okay, yeah. So all right. So yeah, so you're gonna roll a D4 and a D6. It is a ranged weapon, so you just need to get a 4. Which
Nice.
wow. Roll that 4 over again because you
Exploded.
you aced.
That was nice. She's like, I don't know about this gun. Bang! So,
6. So it's not a raise, but you hit him. So go ahead and give me some sweet damage.
Sweet damage.
2 die 6 for
Yep.
Ruger?
2 dice 6 plus 2, I think.
I thought it was plus
Wow.
1.
Oh, plus 1. All right.
Nice.
So 10.
Ow.
All right. And he is an extra. So
Good night.
Boom.
yep, he falls forward into the fire.
Oh, it's gonna smell like a lung pig. Oh.
All right, and he goes down. All right, that was I'm sorry. So Kathy, what was that number you were at?
The damage.
She was 7, I think.
7. All right.
7.
6, 5.
I'm
Okay.
5.
All right.
So, question: the fire in front of me, is there? And it look like it's burning out.
No, because it's a mattress factory. So basically,
Oh, okay. So I am gonna move my full movement. I guess 60, right? So 6 spaces. I want to get down over here.
okay, that's fine. Yeah, the distance in here is a little less crazy.
So
So
whatever that is, I want to
Yep.
get over here.
all right, and I can
kinda
reveal what you
A
see.
little bit of cover, but be great.
These are cheap mattresses. We're going to die. This place is going to go up like a blaze.
Oh, there's a bunch of them in here, guys.
Uh,
Can I still make an action?
You yeah, you can if you're gonna like use your crossbow.
How about if I throw a hand grenade?
Oh wow, yeah, that would work too.
I'm
Just
gonna throw a hand grenade. So that's gonna be 2 dice 6.
Well,
I'm
you
gonna
gotta throw
try.
it first.
Yeah, that to throw it, right?
Yeah. So do you have the throw skill?
I have athletics.
It actually requires throw, so you're going to be. But still, what's your agility?
My agilities is dice 6.
Okay, so you're just gonna roll your and -2 off of that, and then roll your wild die and -2 off that. So
So 2 dice 6 minus 2.
yes. Well, yeah. So roll the 2 because remember you get a wild die. So roll them both as separate die.
All right, so there's the 2 dice 6. So a 5 and a 2.
All right. So it still puts you under 4.
hmm.
So
Yeah.
now we get to play the fun grenade game.
Oh boy, you could
As I
re-roll.
throw it-
Scott. You
as
could
I-
re-roll.
I
You could-
could. You know what? This is the last battle. I'll
Yeah.
use my last Benny.
Okay.
I will re-roll.
Benny's
It's still
there.
a tough roll. I need a 6.
Yeah, you do.
You know, and I didn't get a 6.
Hmm.
That's kind of shitty. I'm pretty good at athletics. I'm die 6 too. So,
Well, it's
it is what it is. So,
Yeah.
all right. So let's play the game.
All
So,
One grenade game.
grenade. Who's got hot potato? So,
All right. So 78. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it'll probably still hurt someone, but
yeah, I was kind of aiming at the middle guy to try to hope to
Yeah.
catch the other two. So
76.
as long as I don't drop it and here, Dave, catch this, kind of thing.
All right. So let's see. Mines, grenades, area of effect, attacks. Okay, so that's 97. Otherwise, if I don't find it on this one, I'll just
Yeah,
go ahead
that's
and
fine.
roll it.
So what would happen if you put a smite on a hand grenade? Would it become a holy
It,
hand
that,
grenade?
it do extra. The Holy Hand Grenade of Antioch.
Exactly.
All right.
It would do it extra damage though.
So it's a all right. Antagonist has ground Jimmy, full decide attack affects an area. Sure. Deviates 1d6 for thrown weapons. So
So
a
roll
1d6 degree. So yeah.
Roll 1d6. A 2.
All right. So it's still going to go off over here. So still it's going to go off over here.
Mhm.
So let's go ahead with it's a medium template.
And it does 3 dice 6, right?
Yeah. So let me go ahead and drag that template over. Let me stretch out the template here a little bit. So it's going to go off here.
Oh,
You may-
really?
Yeah. So it's going to catch this guy
Okay.
All right.
at
Well,
least.
R
So give me some damage.
3 dice 6. Come on, baby. 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage. He is an extra.
He
So
disappears. Fine mist.
yeah, there's a bunch of feathers and blood spray. everywhere.
Feathers. That's awesome. It's Ducky. Bye, Ducky.
Yeah, you actually got one of the nicer mattresses.
Oh, I get it. That's where the feathers came from.
The goose down.
I thought the guy had feathers. So-
Always possible in a world of mutants.
well, I've
you
been
do
playing
know-
Mutant Year Zero all week, which
Yeah.
your main character's a duck.
But you do see now you see Zog, the leader of the mutants, and another mercenary off to the side. So
Okay.
that was happening at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. New round.
Yep.
All right, and see, and we'll do that. All right. Ooh, nice. All
Ooh.
right.
A good card.
I got a rock.
Okay. Ace. King.
King.
King. I got kings too, so you can go for it. I'll let heroes first.
No, I got a queen.
Where?
I mean, you can see over this because these are just mattresses. It's not a wall.
Okay.
So you can see them to shoot at them?
Yeah, everyone can see them because these are just all mattresses on the ground.
Ah, okay.
So I am going to I think I'm gonna just shoot bees at Zog.
You really
Okay.
like the bees, don't you?
Yeah, they're fun.
They are fun.
So
You got a
4 will
success.
hit.
I got one hit. So
Remember, I'm out of bennies, so I am.
so 9 damage.
9 damage. He has so that's actually an 8 damage. 6, 2. He is shaken this round, but no major damage to him. And anyone else, and that was at Kings. It's my turn. He's going to go ahead and make a vigor roll to see if he can not be shaken. He is a wild card, so if I had to roll another one,
Oh no!
Wow.
Oh my god!
Oh.
Talk about bad luck.
all right, so that's a 6, another 6.
Ow.
Oh wow.
All right, so but that's on a vigor roll, which is a really sad thing. I make it, but I wasted like all my cool crits.
Yeah.
All right, so
Who
anyway,
feels bad?
he gets to act now, and he is going to. He is
Come to
basically
me, beast.
actually he can't reach anyone
I'm
with.
taunting him.
He can move though.
Mhm.
So he's going to go here and stand over the dead mutant. And
Gonna try it again, isn't he?
all right, burning some of those points. So let's see.
Sooner or later,
If
it's
he-
gonna hurt.
It may not, because that's not a good start.
No.
He hits. No raises or anything.
Well, that's good.
All
Just
right.
radiation damage.
Oops. I'm gonna re-roll because I hit the wrong area for 3. This is it's radiation, but it's considered a burst.
Okay.
So it's just energy. It's an energy attack. There we go. That's what I wanted. I'm going home.
Wow.
4 points. It's an energy attack, so your armor doesn't really take anything. However, your toughness is still in effect,
My
which I'm sure you're.
toughness is 5.
Yeah. So basically,
I
you're
shrug it off.
shaken. You're
I'm
shaken.
shaken. All
That's
right.
it.
I
So
don't have
on your
any bennies left, so I'll have to make a vigor roll on my turn.
Yep. But that was pretty pathetic for a big boss. So anyway, we are going to now move on to Queen.
That's me. Can you get
All right.
rid of that green pile of stuff?
Oh,
so I can
sorry.
move
Yeah.
stuff? All right. So I have to make a vigor roll, right?
Uh-huh.
So, and that's also with a wild card.
Yeah, you get to use your
Okay.
wild die.
So I did.
Scott, don't forget your armor.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. This was energy damage. So
My,
I am successful.
my sonic power protects you from energy, protects you from anything.
Oh,
Okay.
It's
okay.
armor from my sonic ability.
So I
But
made
still-
my vigor roll.
You made your vigor? All right, cool. So you can act as normal.
So I didn't take any damage. That's cool.
Yeah.
So I will act normally. I'm going to attack him.
All right. Oh, doing
Yeah.
the dance.
Get up in his grill. I will swing him.
All right.
Come on, baby. Die, 8, and fighting. Die, 6. I got 1. It's going to explode, so I get to roll that again. Slash. Plus. Uh, 15 points to hit.
Ouch. To hit?
Yes, point to hit. Yeah.
Oh, so we're talking
Wait a minute, that's not right. I'm sorry. That's not right. It's 11. 11.
11.
points.
So that's still going to give you. You're doing a melee attack, right?
Yes.
Okay, so
One
if his basically his parry is 5, so you got that, an 11. So you get 1 raise. So that's not
All right.
horrible.
So I add an extra die 6.
Yep.
The damage.
Yep.
So it's going to be 2 die 6 plus 1 die 8. Takes 14 points of damage.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh wait, the
Die
8 exploded.
pudding.
The 8 exploded. Hold on, let me roll this again. Plus 1 die 8. Plus another 6. He takes 20 points of damage.
Mm.
As I
Wow.
drive, you hear the cacophony, and I drive it through.
Yeah.
So, wow. All right. So that would be trying to just subtract here what he has. So that's still. Ooh, that honestly, that would do 3 wounds. I don't have any bennies,
Mm.
so realistically, your sword goes right through his chest.
Mm.
I'm slaying the Minotaur.
Did he say Minotaur? Is he
Yes,
still?
he did. All right, and considering we're on time,
Yeah,
the
beautiful.
Merc will surrender.
Sure.
And
Yeah,
we better get out of here before the fire blocks the doorway.
Yeah, this
Go
place
and
is
do good things in life.
Mm.
this place is catching.
Yeah.
However, so just kind of as an epilogue, that you do manage to find the Apple Store. You do manage to find the crazy Ghost Rock powered iPads that
Excellent.
when you turn them on, you see a screaming face when it loads,
That's
and then
awesome.
No problem. It's just a small little bug in the system.
so you managed to make it back to the main city, which again, people purgatory people are pleased that, well, that's it. Do you actually return to purgatory, or are you just kind of
Yeah.
like,
I think so. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
so Calder becomes kind of like, he basically gets the Templar's name known across
Yeah.
purgatory, and there's many who like want to follow him now. Benjamin has his iPad, has many iPads that he can put all his information on and carry them lightly.
Yeah.
The scavenger actually gets a payout of about $1,000 in trade
Nice.
from everything it does, and the witch pretty much gets the witch will go back and meet with Winona, the other witch, and learn new spells.
Cool.
And also get some money too. So everyone gets like another $250 in trade from everything, and the scavenger, being the scavenger, stuffed things in her pocket, and of course got a little bit more.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was a
Nice.
fun game.
That was
All right, cool. So I'm just going to go ahead and move us back to this mode here. There we go. All right, yeah. So thank you. This was kind of just something thrown together, but my rolls sucked, so there really wasn't a whole
You
bunch.
really did not roll well.
Yeah. You had bad luck with the rolls.
I
But
don't
hey,
think I've ever seen the DM roll so many ones.
Yeah.
It was pretty.
that.
But that was a pleasure. Thank you, Kathy.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Thank you,
everybody.
everybody, for playing. That was really a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right, and so that's it, and I thank you, and we'll all catch up, I'm sure, at some point when on another virtual game or COVID is over.
This was fun. This would be a fun
Yeah.
little campaign to play. So
Yeah. No, thanks for pulling it together.
All right,
Yeah.
cool beans. I will talk to everybody later.
bye.
Bye.
That was
Yeah,
fun.